yet.
So
well,
if
we
I
are
were...
recording, because you have to hit record
Right.
before...
Roll for tape.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
But now we're live.
Hey.
Hey. All right. Hello. Welcome to another week of Doctors and Dungeon Masters. We got a new crew today because it's the holidays. So I'm Kelly Breivik, a PhD student in the English department at UWM, and I'm the Dungeon Master.
I am Katie Nisley. I'm an alum of the business school, and I'm playing a fighter for the first time.
Nice.
Champ
I dig
fighter.
it.
What a great class.
Nice.
My name is Nick Gulke. I was comp sci major here at UWM, and I am playing my bread and butter wizard. I have not played a wizard in a hot minute, so I'm very excited to get to dive back into that.
I am Jacob Spaniar. I attend MATC for the video production program, and I am just jumping right into a goblin.
Nice!
Cool.
I love it.
Goblins are great.
Nice and pathetic.
Alright, so this is still going to be set in the world that we've been dealing with for the past almost year. But we're going to have a little bit of a flashback episode. It's going to take place in the northernmost city-state, Gio, just south of the capital. So for a map for y'all, this is the capital up here. This is like where you are, kind of along the coastline. Like right under Darius.
Cool beans.
But, so yeah, your characters are all from other planes, if I'm not mistaken. And previously this planet was inaccessible. You may or may not have known that it existed, but you definitely were not able to access it until now. So if you could give me a little background on why you are here now, that would be great.
My character is from Feywild, and this is actually their first time leaving the plane. Almost like a scouting
Baby's
mission.
first road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Almost like a scouting mission.
Nice.
But an independently determined scouting mission, just for themselves.
Okay. So what's her goal with this scouting trip?
She is kind of winging it, sort of like I am right now.
Nice.
No lies.
Nice.
It'll be great.
She's young for an Eladrin, and so she just kind of wants to get out and see what other planes are like.
Nice.
And see what kind of havoc she can wreak without her plane getting totally fucked.
Okay.
Nice.
How about you?
I am from another prime material plane that is undisclosed. I am a it's kind of a science mission, I guess is the best way to put it. Research mission, if you will. I jump from plane to plane to plane doing a very specific kind of testing.
Is it through the IRB? Do we have to get some... I'll stop. What about you?
I am from Janus, which is a place that probably doesn't really exist, but in my world it does. Here I am trying to get materials for a reason.
Okay.
Like herbs and such.
Nice.
Herbs and spices.
Herbs and spices.
It's funny. I have some very loose plans, like, and everything is like changing based on like what you tell me. So since you all are hiding stuff from each other, I'm sitting here like, okay, which is totally fine. I love it. I love the mystery.
I'm not hiding anything. I just don't have a better answer.
That's fine.
I'm okay.
I'm hiding some stuff.
Yeah.
Kelly and I
Yeah.
talked for a little bit last
I
night.
could let
Yeah.
Nick be the only hider of things, and I could disclose my thing. It's not super imperative.
No, it's fine. I like the mystery, and it's funny. Can I have everyone roll a d12, please?
No.
Maybe.
Big oof. Big oof. It's a 2.
That's fine.
5.
Nice.
1.
Oof.
Alright. You step through the rift first,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
you enter. Yeah, this is the one time where low numbers are okay.
Yeah.
You show up first.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
You step through the plane, and I think the first thing that you would realize, and I'm not sure if you would know this prior, but this planet and plane is mirrored to the Feywild. So it's a little bit different, a little bit tamer, because the Feywild has a lot of mystery and mischief to
Very
be had,
different.
and very highly magical.
Mhm.
And this just seems like the vanilla version of the Feywilds. To your back is a nice sandy beach with some cliffs off in the back, around maybe 2 or 3 miles. It's a very clear, beautiful day. It's pretty cold though, so no one is taking advantage of the waters because it's fucking cold.
Because it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like Lake Michigan.
Accurate.
Kind of. That's
Too
what
cold.
It's a mountainy Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Too cold for you.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I'm imagining it.
And off to the in front of you is just rolling hills. You could see in the very far distance some farmland, and some roads that you imagine would lead to somewhere. But right now you are pretty much removed from many things. What do you do first?
Is there anything alive?
You can do a perception check.
Okay. Perception is not 15.
So you hear the barking of seals in the water. And you look, and there's just some, cute little water dog faces popping out of the water with their whiskers, bristling. And then you look back towards the grass, and you see some foxes chasing rabbits, a couple of birds flying by. With your perception check, you could also see that there's a forest to the south. Not a terrible, huge forest, but just some wooded areas. So if you were hungry, that would probably be a good place to go hunting if you did not want to seal it up.
I'm not gonna start with seal clubbing. We'll get there maybe. No, I definitely like to head towards the forest.
Okay. Are you trying to keep a low profile in case anyone were to come down the road? Because
Not right now.
okay,
Kind
Sounds
of young
good.
and dumb.
sounds good. 1 second. Okay. You get to the forest. What do you do there?
I'm looking for food.
All right, do a survival check.
Sorry for the loud noises. Let me get that out of the way.
It's okay. I'm glad you said that because I'm writing about sound in D&D, so just the fact that you mentioned it.
19 on survival. It's actually why I got rid of the plastic thing.
So what's your favorite game to hunt?
I mean, is it like animals that are in this world all available in that world?
Yeah. There might be some that are different, but for the most part, it's all tamer versions of what you've already experienced. So, what animal did you hunt in the Feywilds? That was the tastiest motherfucker.
The tastiest motherfucker.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, the foxes were looking kind of appealing, but I just wanted to see if I could find something more interesting. I can't come up with anything more interesting off the top of my brain right now.
What about calves? Those are pretty interesting to kill.
In the woods?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of forest animals.
It's interesting. Though.
Deer.
So in the Feywilds, there were the fox deer, this bushy-tailed deer.
Love it.
But unfortunately, they are separate in this world. And you start hunting a small fox that's looking particularly rotund and tasty. But then your eyes just kind of feast upon this beautiful, gorgeous buck that has its back turned to you. It's just begging to get shot. Do you have a bow and arrow?
I do.
Do you want to go for it?
I do.
Alright.
I do want to do that.
Let loose an arrow.
I sure will try.
Good luck.
14.
Okay. You draw your arrow back. You are aiming. It is ready to go straight into the jugular of this deer. And as you let loose, this rift opens up, and this large metal construct gets right in the middle between the arrow and the deer and plinks off of it. And the deer turns around and sees what's going on and hauls ass out of there. What do? You've just been attacked.
What do I see?
You see a deer in front of you run away right after you felt an arrow plink off.
Do I know where this arrow came from?
You could turn around.
I will turn around.
Describe your character.
They are just 6 feet tall, incredibly slender, with a grayish blue kind of skin tone and silver hair and eyes. Super generic looking clothing, like nothing bright or colorful, all very muted, like grays and blacks. I think it's silver armor. I have to look.
Okay.
But not definitively, like very humanoid, but not definitively male or female.
Yeah. So I am humanoid adjacent, I guess is kind of the best way to put it. I am designed in the likeness of a humanoid creature. I have metallic blue plating across my body, lanky, longer legs and arms and things, with like hydraulic pistons and things at the joints, elbows, shoulders, knees, hip joints, and then the neck. My head is cylindrical, and it has a display screen as the face, and it just shows emoji. Like, it doesn't actually show expression, it just shows images of expression.
Cool.
So currently, I have a smiley face on.
Cool. All right.
Does it turn into a frowny face?
It does. When I get hit by this arrow and I turn around, I see you, fey creature detected, not proper specimen, continuing search, and then I'm just gonna turn around and walk away.
Man, the DNR got really weird over
All right. Dope. Not about to get fucked right now yet. Lost my lunch.
I have this like black onyx kind of gem in my chest, and then it's surrounded by essentially a giant fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
There are wires and things that fall from my head and all that jazz.
Robot.
Are they all cleanly attached?
Yeah.
Or some of them a little.
No,
like,
it's very cleanly and well put together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
No weird cord, just like. sticking
Mm-mm.
out. Okay.
Nice. So what direction do you head in?
I will head in, I guess, the opposite direction that this creature is, because that's not what I'm looking for.
Okay. So I just want to get everyone on the map. I'm going to. I know it's not blue, but I think this is the closest.
That's
to like
fine.
Metallic.
Do it. Works for me.
I have my mini.
Nice.
Nice.
That's alright.
Which one would be closest to you?
I could have brought a kobold mini too.
All right, you're a goblin, so
We're gonna say this.
Oop. sounds good.
Yeah, I don't have any goblin minis. but I
You
have
start
kobold
heading
minis.
away, and then in front of you appears a tiny goblinoid. You.
Wearing kind of white and black, like a sort of like a cloak of like a patchwork of white and red. Sorry. Seems like they're different cloths they're cut from, so it's kind of hokey put together, but it is a garment. And he's very sweaty.
All of your
Why are
characters
your
seem to be.
God.
My characters come from within.
just don't know how to react around these characters. I think it always adds a good twist. But yeah, definitely has a look of concern on his face. And, yeah, not wearing a lot in the way of clothes, just this garment, pretty much.
How tall are you?
I am probably 7'7" ish.
Okay.
I'm very
But
tall.
you were kind of slim.
Yeah,
built.
definitely slim
Slash
built.
I am very
Yep.
tall.
Can I see the goblin through or around?
Oh,
I
you
think
would
through the
probably
legs.
be able to
Okay.
see through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under, yeah.
Under.
How do y'all react?
So I just turn around and I see this goblin creature. He would pause for a moment
Definitely on alert
and
right now.
and do a scan.
Do you do the Metal Gear exclamation point sound?
right. Goblin detected. Commencing experimentation.
Oh my god.
And then
Huh?
I am going to We'll start easy. We'll start with a firebolt. I'm gonna just firebolt the goblin.
Let's roll for initiative.
Jeez.
Because you start seeing this guy winding up. But yeah.
I lift my hand like Iron Man style.
Nice.
And in my hand sits this like red gem, and from that red eyes out towards you.
Alright,
11.
Jacob.
You do not
What?
hit.
What's your
Initiative.
No, it was my initiative. It was
sorry.
11. I haven't rolled my attack yet.
11 is also my
You
initiative.
had the higher natural roll.
I had an 8.
I had a 10.
Bing
Okay.
bong.
16.
Nice. Katie, you were first. You hear Metal Boy just start clanking and whirring, ready to cast something at this tiny little goblin that just appeared after he's announcing that he is about to start some experimentation. What do you do?
Take the dodge action and watch what's about to unfold. Alright, I'm not getting experimented on.
Alright. Nick, it is your turn.
Excuse me. Will a 21 hit you?
Yes,
think
it
that's a
sure
21.
will. I'm going to assume I'm unprepared, even though I'm very defensive a
It's
person.
actually a 24,
I
but
would
yeah.
Mm.
theoretically have
Oh yeah,
cloak
no,
ready to go,
you're
but-
you're like exploring in unknown territories. I think that it's very reasonable for you to be like have stuff out,
Yeah,
but like you wouldn't have been able to take the dodge action on this.
right. So the cloak would be a...
Oh, the cloak would be on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
2 points of fire damage.
Oh, what if I give you disadvantage
I mean, you
Somewhere
can give me disadvantage how?
by wearing a mysterious cloak that dislocates me?
Is a 22 gonna hit?
Yeah, that's gonna... Yeah,
Okay, that's still 2 points of fire
it's
damage.
definitely gonna hit me. Thank you.
God damn.
Well, I'm
Jacob,
glad
it is your turn.
we figured that out.
When you have a plus 10 to hit, there's...
Alright, well, Gorgon is losing his mind. He's already on edge, and now he's being attacked with fire by a metal thing.
Welcome to the new world.
Right.
Yeah.
Gorgon doesn't really know how to fight this thing. He's kind of losing his mind right now, so he's probably gonna take a path kind of skirting around, like, sort of.
And you can imagine
Sideways.
that there's trees, so
Yeah. Just
like
trying to
every,
lose
like,
you.
20 feet, there's some trees. So if you wanted to take the hide action,
I'd probably just hang out up yonder.
well, there's mechanics for climbing.
Oh, well, this is 20
And there's
feet away.
mechanics for hiding.
Yeah.
I went that far. then.
Okay.
At the very least,
Then-
hiding behind a tree.
Here we go. This is the closest thing that I have a fucking Micah did.
Nice.
Roll to hide. Roll stealth to hide.
Nat 1.
Woof.
So he's doing
Hiding
that.
behind a tree looks like his wife.
Right.
Or I imagine he wants to keep an eye on you, so like his dumb goblin head is popped out,
Right.
watching you.
And I'm whimpering and crying a little bit.
Katie, it's back to you.
I'm a little amused, and Firebolt was kind of funny. So I think I'm gonna throw a Firebolt with you, actually.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's just murder him at the top of the game here. Roll a new character.
Let's see how flammable a goblin is.
Probably pretty fam.
Right, that's why I started with the firebolt, and then we moved from there.
Goddamn.
16.
Will that hit?
No,
16 hit you?
well, that is my AC.
How many times can you use your displacer thing? I mean, it doesn't matter terribly so, but.
Oh yeah, do I have disadvantage?
Let's see. Let me see, because I thought it's.
Or are you using your reaction for it?
Let me see what cloak does. I don't think it has a amount.
When you wear this cloak, it projects an illusion, causing any creature to have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Just straight,
Right.
just disadvantage.
Yeah,
Not
so-
even
Yeah.
something you have to impose. It's just
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, it
Nice.
doesn't look like it has any kind of
That's a cool
Oh
item.
wait, if you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn.
my next
so,
turn, so
Ah.
I
Alright,
wouldn't
so
be
you
able to
still
do
hit.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how many ouches do you deal him?
Oh.
You're
Right.
firebolting?
Yeah.
You want a D10.
Yeah, I do.
And you would also get 2d10
Those are eights.
at this level.
Oh yeah, I should have
Holy
rolled more than that.
Christ.
Oh well,
Guns out.
it's fine.
That's pretty cool. Great.
Slacking in the house.
Bless Firebolt.
Right?
Glad
I mean, I
did
prefer Witch Bolt, but
That's
I
a
have Witch Bolt.
10.
nice.
Oops.
That's a 10.
Is that what we're working ourselves up to?
Well,
actually
I've got
pretty
another
decent.
ability next. That.
We're about to find out.
Oh yeah.
What was the damage?
Don't I have 3d10?
Yes, at a level 11, it would be 3. Yep,
Cool.
Oh right, yeah.
Underprepared. Sorry, y'all.
it's okay. I forgot to.
Yeah.
I should have rolled 3d10 when I hit him with that firebolt, but I didn't.
You're taking it easy.
18
Right.
Too
and
bad.
8 is
We gotta scale up,
20.
Yeah, you're
right?
experimenting.
Shit.
Exactly.
You take 26 damage from
Oof.
this fucking cantrip.
Good, good.
Nick, it is your turn.
Goblin resistance high, increasing lethality. Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Fuck.
As this bell appears
Are you
over
tolling
your
the
head. I am tolling the dead.
I love it.
And it just rings out in the back of your skull.
15.
15 you said?
Yeah.
That fails.
Yeah, great. Alright.
That's why I had
23 necrotic damage.
Oof. You're just murking this guy.
Yeah. Well,
Jacob, what do you do?
Hey! I ain't got nothing against you guys. I just showed up here. Alright? Why are you attacking me?
Do you answer?
You look flammable.
You just got a thing against goblins? Are you racist?
No, man, you looked flammable. He started it.
So you're a pyromaniac, some form of mania.
It started it. Maybe. Today. Yeah. I like fire.
What is this thing? How are you friends with this?
He stole my dinner, lunch, meal, food. He stole it.
I did not take anything from you.
You stole my opportunity.
Gorgon's gonna let this play out now.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, you stole my opportunity. Then you started throwing fire. It looked kind of fun.
Experimentation must continue.
More fire?
Hey, you need
You
you need
hear
help hunting?
a loud roar. I don't think you definitely would not have dealt with this. Maybe you two. I mean, first you see two owlbears hauling ass
Nice.
from the north.
Oh, some bitch.
They're easy enough. But there's
I
a
don't know
T-Rex
Oof.
Well,
giving
Let's
chase,
go.
ready to fuck them up.
What?
Gotta murder these owlbears first.
Yep. And it is the T-Rex's turn. And it is going to run up to this owlbear.
And imminent danger detected. New threat.
And it's going to make
Really
two
hate this guy.
attacks.
Changing target.
Yeah.
Reassessing.
What is it? Plus 10.
Actual legitimate
That'll
danger
hit the
assessed.
owlbear. God, that's so much damage.
I love hearing that.
When it's not you. 14,
Because it will be.
24, for
You'll be
31
okay.
points of damage.
We'll get through it.
1 second, that's the d6. And then it's going to tail whip the other one. And also hit for 10 damage on the d10 owlbear.
Yeah, my brain was a Pokemon tail whip. I'm like, what is that gonna do?
No.
That's funny.
Smacks the shit out of that one, and it starts hauling ass.
Excuse me.
And it sees its friend getting murked, so it's gonna go for you.
Okay.
What's it called? So multi-attack. That probably won't hit. A 13.
No, that won't hit.
23.
That will hit.
Sounds good. It's gonna get you with its claws on that.
So rude.
4, 5, plus 5, plus 5. So 15 slashing damage.
Oof.
And right now, like, it looks like it's trying to claw you to, like, knock you down. Like, it doesn't need to be the fastest. It just needs to beat the other ones. Next up is Katie. What do you do?
I'm gonna come over here
Mhm.
and attack the owlbear with my longsword.
Go for it.
It's a good thing I have a decent modifier. That is 17.
That will hit.
Okay, so that's why I had the 8s out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Okay.
I have 3 attacks.
Nice.
Nice.
Fuck him up.
Attack number 2. 18 and then
Yep.
some numbers. 10 damage.
Nice.
And number 3 is 17 in numbers
Yep.
to hit. 12 damage.
Nice. It's looking pretty fucked up. Nick, it is your turn.
Which guy got fucked up?
The one
Bear.
next to you.
Right in front of me? Awesome. I am gonna negative energy flood it.
Nice.
Can... I think it needs to make a save for that. Let me pull that up. Nope, that's pro energy. Con save, please.
Sounds good. That's a 3 on the dice.
Big oof. It's gonna get fucked. It's taking 5d12, so bear
Oh
with
my
me here.
god. And here I was excited the T-Rex does 4d12 on its bite. Plus 7.
That's not right.
It's like, no, I'm the T-Rex.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Big nice. It's gonna be 39 necrotic damage.
How do you want to just demolish this owl bear?
So, I lift my hand and the onyx gem in my chest begins to glow with this green aura as the life from this owl bear is drained from its body, and it sits there on the ground, and it twitches for a little bit, and then it starts to stand back up. When I kill something
Is it
with
now
negative
normal?
energy flood, it comes back as a zombie under my control.
I love it.
Jeez.
I love it. I took it out of initiative order. I'm just gonna put it under.
It's
yours.
under me as a bonus action.
Yeah.
It's my bonus action to control any zombies that I am connected with.
So
That's
do
how
you
that
wanna-
works.
Do you want to use your bonus action? now?
Yes, so now it's going to make its way towards this bugbear.
All right. Can you move it over?
Yes.
Thank you.
What's its speed? 30? 40?
40. And just so you know, the
40, I guess.
yeah,
We'll go with it.
right now, it is currently grappled. The second owlbear.
Okay.
So.
Are you going to let me attack with it on this
yes,
turn?
but I'm just letting you know. I think it has advantage because it's grappled.
It does. It also gets, it has the stats of a zombie plus my level HP.
God.
And it gets my spell attack bonus as an extra bonus to its attacks.
Okay.
So, yeah, this owlbear zombie is going to make an attack at the non-zombie owlbear. That's kind of shit, though. Is a 13 gonna hit?
It might. It does.
Nice. Hopefully
Okay, it looks like
zombie
it does
stat
not
location.
get advantage.
Okay. I'm just triple checking. It does have the zombie stat block in here. Perfect. It's a D6. That's cocked. That's cocked again.
Wow.
That's gonna be 3 bludgeoning damage.
Rip. This poor owlbear, it's not having a great day. It first got bit by this huge ass T-Rex. Like, this thing used to be the predator of the woods, and now it no longer is. Jacob, it is your turn.
I really have no strong desire. Gorgon's like chilling in this tree. Like, just seeing all this happen makes him more inclined to chill in the tree. What is there down here for him? But seeing that the other bugbear is taken over,
Owlbear.
Sorry,
It's okay.
kind of gives me confidence in these people and makes me want to utilize their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for now he's not hiding. He's gonna camp out in the tree for a sec longer and shoot his crossbow at
Nice.
the dinosaur because he knows that's about to be a situation.
Okay. Go for it.
That's a 16.
That will hit.
And 6. And then I have another attack I can. That is a 19.
That will hit.
And that's a 7.
Nice. Next up is the the owlbear, who is going to try and escape, and will escape. So it's going to. I'm just gonna say it moves over here. Hit the thing, and it's going to try and attack the zombie owlbear to try and down it, so that the dinosaur does not go after him. That's probably not gonna do it. Does it? Oh wait.
It only has an
Okay.
AC of 8.
Okay, so then it does hit it. So it is going to, and I'll see if it hits it again.
It has 40 HP though. No,
Oh, okay.
35 HP.
Oh wow, max damage. 15 damage to
Nice.
the zombie.
The zombie. Okay.
Yep. Next up is
Track
the
that on a calculator for now.
T-Rex, who is currently
got it. Thank you,
viewing these as not as much of a threat because actually, what's its intelligence? No, it's just attacking the thing that's in front of it. It is not an intelligent thing. So it's going to go for the zombie first. And that's a 29. 11, 17. Oof. 29, 34 plus 7. 41 damage on the zombie owlbear. Which I imagine.
41 damage? Yeah. How much was the damage taken again?
I think it took 56 so far.
Oh, yeah, no, that just puts it down straight.
2, 8, 14 plus 7 and 21 to the other owlbear. 1 second. Making it on death's door. Katie, you are up.
Okay. So, just watching T-Rex go super decimate.
Yeah. It's just biting and then smacking. And it has eyes on y'all.
Oh yeah, well we're definitely next. I'm gonna try to shoot it with
Sounds
my
good.
longbow. Crit on a 19.
Nice. That feels good.
Yes, it do. Okay. So that's the damage die, like auto max, and then I roll.
Yep.
Okay. So 8. And I forgot on my last turn that my fighting style allows me to re-roll 1s and 2s on damage.
Nice.
Oh no, wait.
It's a dope
Only on
fighting
melee.
style.
Excuse me, not on the bow. So that was a 1, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the
Okay.
first attack.
Sounds good.
Second attack is 17 to hit.
Yup.
Math sucks. 3.
Okay.
Rip.
Doing too much. And third attack. Crit on a 19.
Nice.
Okay, this die is going away. That was 11 again.
Okay.
Sad little green die.
Nick, you are up.
Awesome. Let me look a thing up.
Also, you hear little plat sounds on the ground near where I am from sweat. It's pouring
God
sweat
damn.
over there.
Okay. Can I
No.
have the T-Rex give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Is it a charm?
It is not.
I'm just kidding. T-Rex isn't immune. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Big oof.
Well, better to nat 20 on that than on its bite attack, which
Yeah.
would be an automatic 48 plus 7,
That's fair.
and not 4d8.
Well,
14.
that's gonna be me. 'Cause that's my action.
Jacob.
Cool. Nice
What
try,
do you
metal
do?
man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of more of the same.
It's very
Hesitant to go for the dinosaur since it seems less distracted than before, but still doing it. It's terrified. 24.
That'll hit.
And then 10.
Nice.
I'm gonna do that thing again.
Mm-hmm.
16.
That'll hit.
7.
Nice. So the dinosaur is viewing you all as a threat now.
Sure.
It wants to hit 2 people, so it's going to move over, provoking an opportunity attack from that. Actually, no. It's actually, well, it will, and then it'll run the fuck away. It'll miss, though. But yeah. And it's going to make a bite attack at you because you look tastier, and a tail attack at you.
Okay.
That's cocked. 23, I imagine, hits.
Yep.
For 6, 17, 22, 26, plus 7, 33. damage, and you are now grappled.
Okay.
And then it's going to do a tail attack.
Reaction shield.
Okay. Does a 17 hit with that?
No.
Okay. That is its turn. Katie, you can either attempt to become ungrappled, or you can attack with disadvantage.
What do I need to do to break a grapple?
You have to do a strength check.
Okay.
And it will be your action.
Okay. 12.
That will not do it. It's got its chompers deep in you. Do you have any bonus actions you want to do?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, fighters tend to not have many bonus actions, so. Nick, what do you do?
I am. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Are you willing?
Probably. Try anything once.
That's not how you start these things.
I'll try anything once, man.
I am gonna scatter.
Cool.
What?
So
Don't know what that means,
we
but
both disappear.
Okay.
We just vanish,
okay.
and I'm gonna reappear over here,
Okay.
and you're gonna reappear over here.
Nice.
Cool.
The dinosaurs are like, what the fuck? Where is my needle?
Rad. Into that.
And do you have anything else you can do?
That I believe is gonna do it.
Okay. Jacob, it is your turn.
What is the reach
Yeah.
/ height difference?
It's a great spell.
Like that.
So it is huge. So huge, if I'm not mistaken, is like 20-foot cube-ish. Or no, larger. I'm thinking of large. Huge, 5e grid. So let's see.
Is it even
I think it's a
plausible?
3x3 is huge. Large is 2x2. Huge is 3x3. And then gargantuan is 4x4.
Yeah.
Yep, you are right.
So I guess the question is, where on its back do I land?
I fucking love it.
What a question.
Yeah, that's
God.
the best question so far.
Yeah. Wherever the fuck you want. Go for it.
Yeah, even like the nape of its neck.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You are now riding the dinosaur. How did you achieve this?
Very sweatily, very
Very sweatily.
anxiously.
God.
The dinosaur is looking around for these guys, so it's as it was turned this way, I did a quick light jump over and
You can't jump 15 feet. I thought there was some teleportation shit going on here.
Well, that's what I meant.
Okay.
I have no.
Because you asked where do I land, so I imagine like you did like a bonus action teleport.
No.
Just give me a good acrobatics check.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 19 on the die.
Yeah, you're up there. That
Okay.
is your movement though.
Sweet. Okay.
And then what do you do?
Then that's what's happening. I am gonna, on one hand, is it hard for me to grip? So that's like
There's
an
some
issue.
scale, like the little the spiky stuff. I guess I'm not a dinosaur expert, but there
Okay.
is now.
So I don't have to like get a better hold.
Where's the
But-
anthropology expert when you need him?
Boy. I'm
Well,
gonna.
all of my anthropology friends are cultural anthropoologists, so
Fair. Fair.
Not quite what we're
unless
looking
you
for
want to
here.
talk about the relationship dynamics of dinosaurs.
I mean, are there any other dinosaurs?
No.
Where the hell did Marty come from?
I mean, he was sleeping and
Let's be real. He just shows up whenever he wants.
he woke up. He teleported sleeping. So Gorgon takes his battle axe and whips it around the neck into the neck. So if I can get somewhere around the side,
Nice.
front, with the corner of the battle axe, and
Okay.
just sees what blood I can let loose.
Nice. I'll let your first attack have advantage.
Okay. That is a 22
That will hit.
or 23. Sorry. 7.
All right.
And I'm gonna do it again, but from the other side.
Okay.
Oh. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
Get him.
And 10 on the die.
Nice. Next up is the owlbear. Jake, if you wouldn't mind just taking it off the map, because it's just going to dash in the opposite direction. And now we are back at the top with the T-Rex, who is like, whoop, and then it's going to look around and, I think, let me just see. No. Alright, we're gonna figure out who it's gonna bite. Sorry, Katie, it's gonna go after you again.
That's cool.
So it's going to go
Okay,
after
she's
you.
the fighter. Take it. Better you than me.
You're
But
metal.
I'm pretty sure a 12 won't hit at least.
Probably not. No, definitely won't.
And then it's going to try and tail whip the bastard on its back.
Okay.
God, it's cocked. 16 probably doesn't hit. Or no, wait, that's your AC.
That's my AC.
Oh, but it has disadvantage because.
Oh.
Because of the cloak.
It still hits because it rolled higher on
Oof.
that. 18 damage.
Okay.
Katie, you are up. Nick's on deck. It
Got
is
this.
looking bloodied on the bright side.
Going back to the longsword.
Nice.
Do I already get my extra
That's
attack
rough.
by default? Like 3?
I think so.
Nice.
Are you a fighter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus
16?
Okay.
Yeah.
16 to hit.
Yup.
First attack. Go for a different damage die here. Although these I can reroll. 8 damage.
Okay.
Yep. No.
You're only one-handing the longsword?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was 14 damage. I switched weapons. I was looking at the wrong one. Second attack is 18 plus to hit.
That'll hit.
6, 7, 8, and 7 is 15.
Nice. Fuck him up.
And third attack is a 15.
That will hit.
15. This one I can reroll.
Yeah, that you want to reroll.
That one I can reroll. That's better. 12
Nice.
damages.
Nick, you are up. This T-Rex is just getting murked right now. It is pissed that it got like 3 lunches taken away from him so far. And it lets out this bestial roar and like spittle just goes flying into your face. It's a little gross. What do you do?
I think I am just gonna toll the dead.
Wisdom?
I believe that is what it is, yes.
That's an 11. Oh no. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna save.
Yeah, it needs to. My save is an 18. So, it's gonna take 3d12. 25 necrotic damage.
Nice. 1 second. Oh man, it's on death's door. Jacob. It has 4 HP left.
Do it.
It's wobbling on its feet, crying out. Its tail is madly waving back and forth, just like trying to smack you off while it's trying to, get the person in front of them. What do you do?
Totally whiff. No, I'm on its back.
I'm gonna say your first attack still has advantage because like you're literally like right on its neck.
Yeah.
Like, so first one can have advantage. You're now 3.
Yeah,
Go
right.
for it. I will be impressed if you can't down this thing.
Right, it'd be a new
hilarious.
record for me. So I'm gonna kind of run up a little bit so I can get balance on the top of its skull on one foot. And I'm just gonna swing my battle axe straight down into that
Nice.
said
Just
skull.
cracking into the skull.
Yes,
Nice.
whatever it
Love
takes. That wasn't it.
Advantage.
Advantage.
Right.
Take advantage
Hold
on that one.
This is cocked. All right. 23
That will hit.
and 9.
All right. You drive your axe right into the skull, and you hear this like kind of sickening crack. And as you're trying to, get the axe out, it starts to fall. Can you just make an acrobatics check to not fall prone as this thing goes to the ground?
18.
Nice.
Yeah, you were fine. You actually, as it falls, you pull out the axe, and like with the inertia of that, you do a little flip, and you land on your feet right in front
And I'm like
of
this.
the
Head,
Eladrin.
I'm like this, head down, and I look up, and are they looking impressed at all?
I mean, it was pretty
Or-
impressive.
Is
But
that one?
I'm
looking
showing a
impressed?
smiley face
Okay.
on my display. I
You
mean,
were doing that before too.
I mean, I was frowning when she shot me, and
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right, little man.
Sweat starts.
Take a step back.
We're out of combat.
you are out of
Okay.
combat.
Keep that drippy shit up off of me. Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you didn't get to zombie the dinosaur.
Right. I
Hunting is actually
Now that
my
we're-
specialty. He also.
now that
says.
we're out of combat,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say continuing experimentation,
No, I can be useful. I can hunt. I can help.
and I'm gonna cast animate dead on
my
the
God.
2 owl bears.
One of them
one ran,
left.
one ran away.
Oh, okay. I thought it died. That's my bad. Then never mind. I thought there were 2 bodies. I'm not gonna waste the spell to only bring 1 body back.
Right.
I
he
mean, there's
totally
a
switched
T-Rex.
off.
T-Rex.
I can't. It has to be a smaller, medium-sized creature.
Oh.
I can't with a T-Rex yet.
Too bad.
I know. Sad day.
That
Would
would
have
be
really
fun.
helped you experiment on me.
Okay, then I would turn to face you 2, and I would pause for a moment, and I would say determining power levels, gauging combat, threat non-existent, moving on, and then I'm gonna just walk that way.
Well, that's a relief. That I have his approval.
Well, I mean, yeah, he quit experimenting on you for now.
I don't understand what kind of experiments he was running.
Well, let's
With
go ask
fire.
him. Let's go ask him.
Seemed pretty cut and dry. You shoot fire. I get hurt really bad.
He was experimenting to see how flammable you were.
Oh, very it turns out.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It was kind of fun.
Sure. Alright, so I
You
guess
are kind of flammable.
experiment
Okay,
success.
well, if he's
So
gone,
we-
I'm like, okay, where you going, dude? I want to see what else you're gonna experiment on. I'm just gonna like run up behind you.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up behind you.
They use you as a buffer.
Yeah, maybe he'll forget the original intention of experimenting on me eventually.
Maybe he got the data that he needs. Maybe he completed the experiment.
Seems pretty advanced.
He turned
Maybe-
and walked away. I assume he was done.
Must be like iOS 13 or
No, I don't run Apple software.
Goddamn.
anyway. Derailment. Success.
So what do you ask, computer man?
Hey, metal guy.
Yes. What can I help you with?
What are you experimenting on? What are you looking for to experiment on? Can I help you find it?
I experiment on the living to see how well they resist undeath.
No.
Sounds kind of fun.
I am in search of the prime candidate.
Goddamn.
So is that why you were experimenting on the drippy one?
He also
You
thought
learned
it was
that it wasn't the prime candidate?
Correct.
Cool, can we help you find the prime candidate?
Correct.
Cool. What's your emoji right now?
Smiley
It's
face.
still smiley face? Do you have like a wide variety of emojis?
I do,
Okay,
yeah.
alright, I didn't know if it
Yeah.
was just like smiley Friday, you know.
I'm
No.
imagining the robot from Moon, Gertie,
Right.
crying face. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sam. Well, seemed like he was going after me because he thought I was a threat.
Maybe he thought you were the prime candidate.
I guess that would be a threat.
And then you clearly weren't the prime candidate.
Well,
And I wasn't the prime candidate to start with.
Correct. Fey creatures cannot be the prime candidate.
Nice.
Rocker. Okay, so how can we help? I'm bored.
I need bodies.
Alright.
God.
Do you have like a... Can you tell?
I just hate that I
Where
made
they
a
are?
bunch of NPCs with like loving backstories.
Oh yeah, we're probably not.
Oh man.
This guy's gonna do that.
Yo. So you want to go look for a town?
I'm following him. So I want to see where
I'm
he's
just
going.
heading in a direction. I'm not familiar with this plane of existence, so I'm just gonna go in a direction until I find humanoids to kill.
What better to follow than a robot?
Right? He probably knows.
Works for me.
Okay. Roll a D100.
Anybody? Everybody? Leader man?
Leader man.
Somehow I always end up in that position.
Oh, man.
Well, that's because I walk in a direction.
24.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
as players, like they have no choice but to follow you, so that the party doesn't get split.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
kinda. Yeah.
24.
Okay. Roll a 1, 2, 3, D4.
1.
Oh, I love it. Okay. So y'all are walking a little ways. You get through the forest and you find a road. And you may not be familiar with this particular planet, but roads typically lead to somewhere. So you're walking about 20 minutes, and over the hill you could see a fairly large village to like small town size, about like 2 miles away. And as you're staring at it, from behind you, you somehow they just like slip past all of your perceptions, and they wrap their cane against your metal exterior. And you turn around and you see this hunched old guy with a wispy beard. And he goes, "Hello. You're interesting."
Little does this guy know he's about to be
Yeah.
interesting to this robot.
And he looks to the rest of you, and just do an insight check on him. 12.
Or
17.
Okay.
Cool, the
I mean,
robot
the
is
two
the
of
most
you just, this is kind of like a weird old guy. Like, he just, like, walked up to metal guy, like, weird colored elf and goblin, like it was an average day. You can tell that this guy is pretty much legally blind, so he can't tell, like, what race you are. And he looks around, and he probably thinks that you're just in, like, some really cool armor. And he goes, "You wanna buy some whiskey?"
Beginning
Any-
experimentation.
Hey, wait.
And he like opens up his jacket, and there's just like little bottles, like little shots of whiskey in there. So you say that. Are we rolling initiative?
Okay, wait.
So,
Okay, wait.
This guy's staring at this tree across the field. He's no threat to you.
I love that you rolled for this guy.
How much for a bottle?
1 gold.
You got it, man.
And he holds his hand out.
Bing.
And do you give him a gold or literally any
Hell
other
yeah.
coin? Okay, so and he pockets it, and then he pulls out a little bottle and gives it to you. And he goes, "Drink responsibly." And he just starts ambling down the road towards the town.
Is it like those little like shot bottles?
I'm gonna start to raise my hand as he's walking away.
I'm just gonna pop it open and take it down.
Do you stop?
Pretty sure I've never had whiskey before, so I'm gonna see what it's about.
Firebolt.
Okay. Yeah, you get a surprise round, so just go for it.
Is a non-natural 20 gonna hit?
Yeah, of course it's gonna fucking hit this old man.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't know that he's probably not gonna be the prime candidate. Just a guess.
And he's whistling. He's happy. He's whistling through like the gap in his teeth because he's missing a couple.
13 fire damage.
Yeah, you just murder. He's a commoner. He's got like 8 HP. So in just one crackle, this like bolt of fire torches this old man. And like he was whistling, and then like his body is now whistling from like the crackling of the fire.
Steaming.
The whole air holes.
Right.
Yeah. What do y'all do?
Does it look like the fire set off the other bottles in his jacket? Like,
I
did
mean,
he erupt?
Unfortunately, Firebolt can't light on fire things that are carried or worn.
yeah.
It says specifically in the character
Interesting.
description.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to walk over to his fried corpse, and I am going to just start dragging it with us.
Oh my god. You hear the clinking of some of the bottles.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple bottles.
Okay, there were
I'm gonna
6.
get my gold back.
Okay.
Actually, I'll throw him over my shoulder. Rather than dragging him behind me, he'll be over my shoulder.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get my gold back out of his pocket.
Nice. And then you get 6 bottles of whiskey. Or,
Right.
little bottles. Do a con check.
Con check. Nat 20.
Nice. This is potent ass whiskey. Like,
Nice. Moonshine type shit.
yeah.
About
So, but you're fine. You're able to handle it. Just, you're there. You feel like you probably shouldn't drink anymore for a little while. But you're good for now. You're feeling good.
Cool.
So y'all are just walking to town with the body over your shoulder.
I guess so.
Yep.
Did I find any other gold?
You could do an investigation check.
I would sure like to. 13.
You find 5 more silver pieces. You find a crumpled up note, and a ring.
A ring
Mhm.
and a note.
Mhm.
Can I read the note?
Sure. It is in common.
Cool.
And it just is a supply list. It's like 3 berries, carton of milk, chicken eggs.
Cool. Dude was out grocery shopping and we kind of fucked up his day.
And
Yep.
selling
Got a sweet
whiskey out the
burn
bottle.
though. In like further investigation of the ring specifically, is it like just a boring old
You could
ring?
do an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Can I identify it? Do I know you have this ring?
Yeah, that was a 1.
Did I see you grab this ring?
Yeah. So yeah, she.
Oh, I'm just talking like, oh cool, got the fucker, he's going grocery shopping. Guess he doesn't need to do that anymore. What's this little ring do?
I can
The
determine
one shows
magical
props,
properties.
nothing. Will you give it back?
Yes. I have no need for such an item. I do not wear rings.
That's true. Okay.
Doesn't mean you want to experiment on them.
Identify.
Okay. It's a ring that casts witch. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just a boring ass old ring. It's his wedding ring. You identify
No.
just kind of like a date engraved into it
Mhm.
with hearts around the entire thing. So yeah.
How sweet.
This ring is mundane. Enjoy.
Alright.
Nice. So you walk into the town, and
Corpse over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
so-
gonna ask about that before we continued on. So why are we bringing him with?
I do not want to waste the spell slot for only a single corpse.
God damn it.
Jesus Lord.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
do we
Not
have-
quite a hard left turn, but just a little. We're veering that way.
Oh
Thank you.
man.
But
I love
I'm curious, so I'm gonna let it go for now.
Oh my god.
It's
Definitely.
gonna get weird when we get into it.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
definitely am not associating with this guy over here.
You following or no, little man?
I'm just not associating. That's all. I'm keeping a distance.
So yeah, you walk into town. And as you walk in, there's a little like a welcome sign, and it says, "Welcome to Eggburst, population 1002." I really like that name.
What a town name.
Yep.
Eggburst?
Yep,
Love it.
That's
Eggburst.
incredible.
Yep.
So
And,
we found this guy like right outside of town.
about like a 2-mile walk from town, so like a half hour to 40 minutes. So.
Okay.
And you didn't see a lot of or many people on the road since then. They were all enjoying like an easy Sunday morning,
Mhm.
going to the church of Soul and like having some nice family time. And you walk in, and there's a couple of people on the streets. And as soon as they see mostly you, like the goblin, they're like, all right, they suck, but they're usually like not that big of a threat. But by association, you were scary.
Wasn't
They
associating.
dart.
Not associating.
Damn
it.
You don't get to make the choice of
Yeah.
their perception of you.
Right.
And they just bolt inside like different buildings. What do you do?
There's no one outside right now.
Everyone who they're like, you can try and like stop people from going in, but as soon as like you come into eyesight of them, they run
Start
inside, and like they may not see, but then they'll hear someone like shout, and then they'll look, and then they'll see you, and then run inside. So that's kind of the general thing that's going on right now. But knowing how villages work, there's probably going to be someone that will come up to you soon, but it's not going to be the commoners.
Well, what are we? I guess it's time to figure out our business here, since we're already not trusted right off the bat.
Town experiment.
Yeah,
Commencing.
I
Oh.
think I jumped on the experimentation train. Do you want some more firebolt, friend? Are
I
you lighting the town on
need
fire?
bodies.
Okay,
Yeah, apparently there are
the-
tons of those here.
Are the buildings wood?
They are wood.
Firebolts! Firebolts all around.
But I don't think this
Firebolt
fire,
can't start a building on fire.
It can't. It
No.
says it can.
Fireball could.
Yeah.
It-
Or create bonfire, I think.
A flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't
there
being
you
worn
go.
or carried.
Oh,
So
okay.
wood is flammable.
Nice.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Closest building that I saw the most people run into.
Okay. Just do an attack roll on the
I'm
Building.
gonna.
mhm.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna just walk up to the closest building,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna knock on the front door.
You hear just do a perception check.
It's 18.
Okay,
Oof.
yeah.
Not great. I think that's 6.
You hear a couple of like hushed whispers, but you can't make out what's being said, and then the scraping of things on the floor as they're being pushed. And then you hear a clunk, and then you realize they're being pushed against the door.
Is there a window?
Yeah.
Gorgon is gonna start shouting at the thing because he pulled up right next to your house. It's gonna shout, "Hey, if you don't want to get mowed down by this crazy robot here, give us all your goods, all your valuables. Toss them out the window."
I have no interest in material
Right,
items.
just let me run with this.
Smashes
Come on.
the
Hey.
window.
Okay.
Damn it.
Let's just get
He was
ourselves...
seeing how fast he could do it if you did, like, hesitate or something.
Okay, I'm going to say, like, this is the... 1 second. So on either side, these are just, like, random buildings,
Face down.
made of wood. You lit this much on fire.
Nice.
Whoa, that was a pretty good fireball. Wow,
Yep.
nice.
Are you an Eldritch Knight then? You must be. To spellcast.
Did you want to be on the same side or different side
Oh.
of the fire ones?
I'll be on this side.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. So this is the door, and this is the window. You just
Yeah, I
smashed.
smashed the window.
Okay. With the body still on your back.
Yes.
And rushing up. My Tomas. This.
What a boy.
Oh, Tomas.
Yo.
What a boy.
Okay, 1 second. This guy kind of is. You could tell that these two are more the leaders, and these three are more not quite as beefy. And the one in front goes, "What are you doing?"
This guy?
Yep. And you could do a perception check on him if you would like.
If I could, that would be fantastic. 16.
Okay. He is about like 6 foot tall. You could tell he is a trained fighter. He has tattoos written in common, but you can't really make out what it is. But you could tell that it's words on the back of each hand. His armor has the symbol of a certain god, but with that perception check, you could try and spend some time to do a religion check. But you could tell that well trained, pious, and he doesn't seem to be like you are lighting things on fire, and yet he's trying to talk to you. So
Yeah, he's mad at you for breaking a window and burning a building.
yeah.
Right.
So I need you to put that out right now.
I'm gonna crawl through the window. Again, with this dude's body kind of over my shoulder.
Let's just do like a quick initiative between us two just to see who accomplishes what first.
12.
Okay, he got a 14. So you start to climb in, and he rushes over and then just puts his hand on your arm, and he goes, "You are not from here. This is not how we operate. I need you to stand down."
Operation parameters protected. Super user password required.
No! I want to die.
He's gonna get here
And
eventually.
he goes 0 0 0 0.
Incorrect.
No, he doesn't do that.
Are you a robot? Please select all the buses.
Yeah, you better get out of here, bud. He's about to
Displays
start
caption.
destroying the place.
And he'll look to you, and he's going to assume that you're from this plane because there's goblins from here. And he goes, "Can you make him stop? There's too much going on ever since the meteor. We're barely keeping everything together. We can't have him and her. What are they?"
I'm still trying to crawl into this window.
Yeah. Let's just do a quick strength contest.
Sure, I'm gonna totally fail miserably because my strength is awful. 10.
22. He just yanks you back.
New threat detected.
I want to die. Eyes on you. What do you say?
They've been dwelling the forest, kind of looking for new, fresh blood, it seems. So, I would advise to stay out of their warpath for the time being.
Well, that's not going to happen. I'm going to need you to stand down. Let's roll initiative. And don't say numbers yet.
Nice. 40.
I hate you.
112.
Oh wait, we're not supposed to roll a D100 plus a D20?
Oh,
They're
damn.
the same thing.
I missed that memo. Oof. Well, glad I got that nat 1 out of the way. And last but not least. Okay. Alright, what'd you get?
18.
Okay.
6.
Wonderful.
21.
Nice.
Bottom of the pile.
Yup. What's incredible to me is they rolled really high on their initiatives. So first up is this guy over here. He's an elven archer with a long bow and pin straight blonde hair. And he's going to make a ranged attack at you. That is going to be
Shield.
23. Does that still hit with shield?
Yes.
Okay. God, I love rogues. How many d6 is this? Oof. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 6, 7, 9, 13, 15, 19, and then I move that. 6 plus 5, 31 damage as he lets loose the most righteous arrow.
Rough.
And then next up is the person next to you, who is going to make 2 attacks with. Oh wait, how many attacks? 2 attacks. With his sword.
Goes straight for the CPU.
You don't know where my processor is.
Yeah. You're still shielded. But will a 21 hit with the shield?
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll roll his second attack. That's a crit. For oof. So the crit does 25 damage.
Oof.
The regular one does 7. So 32 total.
Big oof.
Next up is Jacob.
Big oof. But that's okay. Find a way to murk one of them in a turn and gain it all back. It'll be fine.
Yeah. What do you do?
He's gonna do his first couple attacks are gonna be on the archer.
Okay, do you run up to him? Do you have enough, little feet front? Pitter patter up to him?
Pitter patter. Or no, I mean with my crossbow.
Okay, then go for it.
That's a 17.
That will hit.
For 12 or 11.
Okay.
I'm gonna do another one for 14.
That will miss.
Oh no.
And he cackles. He goes, "You gotta try better next time, green one." You had a third attack.
And I guess while I have the crossbow out, I'm just gonna launch one at the.
Oh, you mean short bow?
I have a crossbow. That's all I got.
Because the crossbow is reloading. so you
I
might want
get
to
you.
short bow it instead.
I don't have that, and will use my dagger instead.
Well, what I'm
Gonna-
saying is you could short bow instead of crossbow because when you create the character, you could choose between the two of them. And I know
Right.
that crossbow is like the default, but you can choose a short bow instead.
Right.
So I'm just saying you could you could have a short bow instead of a crossbow if you so choose.
Okay.
You could still dagger if you want.
You say just sub that in instead.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna dagger this guy
Sounds good.
because it's a quite cursy dagger.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
Go for it.
might want to bestow that.
You and go first today.
Oh, wait, I didn't
What?
have the dagger.
Nothing. I'm making a really bad joke. It's okay.
He heard me say go for.
It was only marginally bad. It wasn't really bad.
Well, that's fair. Thank you.
Daggers.
I appreciate it.
Little bonus credit for you.
Daggers 8. So I got a 25.
That will hit.
9.
Okay.
Nice.
And are you bestowing curse on him?
I am
Okay. What's the spell? What does this save?
the
Let's have a look.
necrotic damage. Is all
It's
I
a
know.
race. Who finds it first?
Wisdom saving throw or become cursed.
Yes.
That's not going to save. So you're going to choose. You can have him have disadvantage on ability checks of a specific score, disadvantage on attack rolls against you. It must make a wisdom saving throw or do nothing on its turn. Or your spells deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage, but you have to have spells. Oh, and attacks. No, attacks as well.
Yeah.
So,
I'll do the necrotic damage.
okay. Sounds good. Next up is the D6, who is going to make. Oop. 1 second. How many attacks they got? Only 1 because they're weak ass little shits. Oh no, wait. No, they get 2 attacks still.
Oof.
So it's going to make 2 ranged attacks at you.
At me?
Yep.
Okay.
That is 17, but
Okay.
your shield. Aren't you still shielded?
No.
Okay. So. It's
Shield. Let me just check how
It
long
goes
shield
it
lasts.
goes
It
until
might
your
go
turn.
until. It might go until. Yeah, either my turn or the next round.
Yeah, either way, you're shielded. So.
Duration 1 round.
Okay, so you're still shielded.
Yeah, I'm still shielded.
So
so that
neither-
wouldn't hit then.
So neither hit.
Yeah.
It is your turn now.
Okay. With this fucker just right in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to point at him,
Mm-hmm.
and I need him to make a con saving throw, please.
All right. That is a 13 plus 7. So
20. Okay. It's still going to take a bunch of damage, but
Yeah.
just half as much. So I'll tell you how much damage it takes.
Sounds good. The D20 is up next, but you're on deck.
2 plus 3 plus. Oof. This damage could be higher. Plus that divided by 2. He takes 26 damage. Necrotic.
Sounds good. He's not enjoying that. Alright. Next up is the D20, who is going to get up on you, Jacob, and make 2 attacks with his sword.
Look at you.
1 second. Sorry, a warhammer. My mistake. First one is a 13, which I imagine will not hit. Second is also a 13. So this guy's kind of scared. Yeah.
Thought I had it.
Katie, you're up.
Feeling lonely, gonna join the party over here.
Hey.
Hey.
Sup, y'all?
Welcome to the club.
Longsword on D20.
This is like not where I want to be. I hate being in melee.
Yeah.
15, 24, 25, 26 to hit.
Yep.
8. Nice. 16 damage.
Nice.
Second attack.
Oof.
That is cocked. That's not any better. Well, it's slightly better. That's still 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay. And then third
Third.
attack. Throw it over there. That is a crit on a 19.
Nice.
So 19.
Rip. This guy is not looking great. Next up is the D8, who is rushing up to you and making 2 attacks. First one probably will not hit. 1 second. 15. You're
Will
still
not hit.
shielded.
Yeah. My AC is a 20 right
Oof,
now until
but
the
he
end of
crits
the
on
round.
the second one.
Rip.
So that's 10 plus 3 plus 5, so 18 damage.
Okay.
Don't you have a firewall for that? Or is it like Norton?
It's Norton. It's shit.
Yeah.
It's
Just there for decoration.
early
Right.
model.
Doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
And then next up is the elf again, who is going to attack you. They're doing the gang up method.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
now.
any attack is gonna take me down at this point.
Well, luckily
I have,
he's
like,
wasting
no
all of
HP.
his sneak attack on you and not your companions. But that's a 4 on the dice.
Nice.
So
That'll
he
miss.
misses. Next up is Orion, the guy in front of you. He does not have. Okay. And he's going to make 2 attacks. First one is a 14. Second one, wow, this is rough, is a 16.
That'll hit.
Okay. For 9 damage.
Puts me down.
Okay. Next up is Jacob.
It's okay.
That's all we had going for us.
I'm fine. I'm not worried.
Do you still
Okay.
have an emoji?
No, my power kind of. I go into this like stasis mode.
Okay.
Rest mode.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got a not worried emoji.
It's the little like fading power sign.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Jeez, is this where negotiations just broke down? Let's see.
There wasn't really any.
Yeah, I don't know
know.
that we really started negotiations.
I know, but now we don't have a robot.
He wasn't gonna negotiate.
It was a pretty big, scary robot.
Well, I couldn't get into this house. If I got into this house and could, generate corpses, this would have been a totally different fight.
Generate corpse. So, how bad is that guy effed up?
Orion or the D8?
The D8.
Not
He's
at all.
looking at 35 out of 50.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
I'm gonna start swinging my battle axe violently.
Okay.
In the direction of the D8.
Oh, sorry, the D20. I'm sorry. The D8 was undamaged. The D20 is damaged. The one that's next to you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll go for the D8. It's 25.
Yep. Just to clarify, the one that you're going for, the one that downed TK, or the one that hit you? Because
the
this
D8.
one's hurt. This one's not.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for the undamaged one.
Sounds good. How much points of ouch?
10.
Okay. Second attack.
I'm gonna go for it one more time. I don't have advantage. 12.
That will not hit. And don't forget, you Cursed Orion, so you get an extra 1d8 if you hit him.
Right.
But
So
that's
I get another one. I get to hit him.
And who are you going for this time?
Orion. Orion. Yeah. This one is a 20, non-net.
That will hit.
And that's 8 plus. Wait, you said I get advantage, or I add necrotic?
You add necrotic, so.
So 8 plus 8. Is it necrotic?
Wait. So you're gonna roll your weapon damage, add your modifiers, then roll your necrotic damage. So you rolled an 8 on your necrotic.
Is necrotic the same die?
What weapon are
What's
you
your
using?
weapon?
Battle axe.
That is a 10. No, that's a warhammer.
Should
So
say right in front of you there.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Okay,
It's the
yeah.
same die,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's 7. So.
Okay, 8 plus 7 plus your strength.
Or dex, depending.
13. Wait, 8 plus 7? Oh, then it would be 17.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
All right. I mean, he's still looking pretty hardy. Next up is the D6, who is going to short bow attack you now as the second most hurt looking. That is, sorry, 1 second. A dirty 20 and a natural 20. They're
Wait.
rolling well, so.
Christ.
6 plus 5.
That's 2
11
attacks?
plus 5.
Okay. Do they
so
do
the first,
disadvantage with the cloak?
you're right. So I'm going to say the first roll I did, it only hits once, and it's negating the crit. So now I'm going to do the second one. That's a 3 on the dice. So then they would just hit you for 5 plus 2, so 7 damage.
Sweet.
Next up is Nick. Make a death save.
False.
Okay.
I stabilize when it's the start of my turn.
Stabilizing.
That's why you're not worried.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 HP though.
Awesome. So then I get back up then if
Yep.
I'm at 1 HP.
Get
Yep.
knocked down.
And do you stabilize at the start or the end of your turn?
The start.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Yep. The item specifies
and Orion's
it's at
like,
the start.
oh fuck.
Rad.
Um.
Love it.
Blight him, I guess.
Oof. What does he do?
It's another con save.
Okay. That's not gonna save.
Let me use
so that's a
quadruple check what the
15.
damage is. Yeah, that won't save. 8d8.
Oof.
Nice. Off the bat with an 8.
Bless.
And 7. And another 7. He will take 44 necrotic damage.
Shit. He's bloodied. He has taken 96 ouches. Does it do anything else, or just a shit ton of damage?
It just does a shit ton of damage. It would have done stuff if he would have died, but he didn't. So here we are.
All right.
Still some ouches.
Next up is the D20, who's going to make 2 attacks at you. With disadvantage. So the first one does not hit. Second one is an at 1, so I'm not even going to roll again. Katie, you are up.
Still hacking at the D20.
Okay.
Does everyone else agree that's cocked?
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
It's on that.
It's the-
Oh,
It's the funny
I
texture.
guess.
There.
oh, jeez.
That's fine. 25.
That will hit. Roll your damage each time just to make sure, because it's close enough where.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna real quick run down the hall. I gotta blow my nose.
Go for it.
12.
Death's door.
I'm upstairs.
He has 3 HP left.
Well, it'll be really hard to not get him as long as I make contact, which I didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
You got one more.
Anything bad gonna happen on my crit fail? All right.
No. I'm not gonna do the extra stuff. Is that a nat?
It's an 18.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. Tell me how you do this, because there's no way you're not killing him.
What was this critter? Was it a human?
Human. So yeah, it was. What are you doing with my phone?
I'm sorry.
You're the worst.
Destructor.
Okay. So yeah, he is a human fighter with like full plate, and wearing a religious symbol that's like etched into it. All of them are dressed similarly, with the exception of Elf Boy over there,
Sure.
who is dressed in leather armor, and looks a little bit more like lighter and like ready to dash or bonus action disengage or something along those lines.
Or something to that effect.
Yeah, and Orion, the only thing different is that he's wearing sort of like a cape that signifies like some sort of status.
Sure.
But that's about it.
I'm just going for the quick and smooth decapitate.
Oof. Sounds good.
On who?
This guy.
Nice. He's going down.
He is done.
Awesome. That's gonna make such a difference in the turn of this fight. Not gonna lie. I have 2 corpses now, and that's important.
Yes, you do. But the D8 is going to attack you.
That's fine.
Because you have presented yourself as the biggest threat. That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Yeah, so I imagine you're down at that point.
Yeah, it'll put me back down. I've got 1 HP.
That's fine. And then they're going to move through just to get to you over here, and they're going to use their second attack on you.
Which you? Me you? Okay.
And they crit.
'Kay.
So that is going to be 10 plus 7 plus 5, 22.
Okay.
And then we are back at the top with Sunshine, who is going to make a ranged attack at you.
Okay.
Because they can tell that you're a little tough to hit, so they need
It's all
to
the
down
sweat.
front.
Those arrows just.
And they'll roll a 4.
Rip.
And next up is Orion. And he saw you go down and get up, so he's going to stab into you to double tap.
Rip.
With advantage. So yeah, he is going to get you. So you get 2 failed death saves. He doesn't know any better to hit a second time.
Fair.
So he's going to move over here and take a second swipe at you.
Okay.
That is an 18 on the die.
Yep.
For 7 damage.
Okay.
And then next up is Jacob.
Y'all both have so much health left.
Technically bloody.
Wow.
Possible to attempt like
That's almost as much
swipe
as my
with
max
leg
health.
to try to get him off his feet, or is that like a full?
It would be I'll say it takes 2 of your things, so you could take a third attack if you wanted to swipe him down.
All right, I'm gonna try to swipe him down.
Okay.
My short little goblin legs.
Okay. I'm gonna have him make him do a dex save, DC 15, nat 20. So he just jump ropes. Like he had the little skip it as a kid, and he's had a lot of practice jumping over stuff.
Oh
Right.
my god, I should have known just from looking at him. I guess I take my other swing with my battle axe. Like, stand down.
And he's like, "No, you stand down."
That was an 18. Take it.
Am I allowed?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
Is that?
I didn't think that this fight would be this difficult.
That's a 25.
Yup.
With 12 damage.
Nice. He's not looking great.
Good.
It would have been better if we had our 4th this morning.
Luke.
If you're watching, you fucking asshole.
Next up is the...
Right.
Yeah.
No, we're here. That is us.
Yup.
Jacob is over there. And then this one is Kelly.
Yup.
Sorry.
D6
Bro.
is going to move over out here and go for you.
Okay.
2 attacks. Wow, that was going to be a 14 plus stuff, but it turned into a 6 plus stuff. So I imagine a 14 does not hit. Neither does a 15?
Nope.
Okay. Wasted turn.
Closer.
Nick, you're up.
Awesome.
Do you stabilize again?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
You have 2 corpses.
I do.
Shocker.
But I just realized the cast time on that is longer than I wanted it to be. Oh, wait. That's only if I do it as a ritual. Never mind. Animate dead.
Okay.
I'm going to get myself 2 zombies. So 1 is already on my square, because that's where the corpse of the dude that I was carrying was.
Yeah.
And then the other one is right over there. And they are both going to attack this guy.
Okay.
Very nice.
Alright.
Let me pull up the zombie stat block again.
Make your attack rolls. This guy is looking scared as you are
he should
animating
be scared
his
shitless.
friends.
Right.
Like, the meteor happened literally like 3 days ago.
Right.
And people are like, popping off magic by accident, and now you are very non-accidentally
Very on purpose.
using this.
So the first one is going to be a 16 to hit,
That
and then
one
the other
miss?
one was a nat 1.
Okay, so both miss. He bumps them off. He doesn't use a shield. He two-hands his sword. So he's just, elbowing them, Subway style.
Right.
Katie, you are up. The D8 has taken damage. Orion is not looking great. Sunshine has taken 11 damage, and the D6 is unharmed.
Orion's right in front of me.
It's fun. We got a follower named Orion today, and I named Orion last night. So
Nice.
fun little thing.
Fate. Love it. Yeah, I'm
And
just
by
gonna...
the way, the guy that you killed was named Tin.
Ha.
Rin Tin Tin? Crit on a 19?
Nice.
Okay, on who? I forget.
Orion.
Okay.
Gotta love that extended crit range.
I know.
I love it when it goes down to 18 and you're like,
Right. I think that happens at level 15. Something like that.
18?
Nice.
18
one second.
damages?
That does it.
Bro,
Dude,
I tried catching it.
calm down.
No.
he is down.
Cool!
You're
Awesome.
welcome.
Now I'm gonna just do a little spin maneuver and come over here on this guy
Mm-hmm.
for my next attack.
Sorry, Orion.
Sorry, Orion. Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Okay, I need a new dice tray.
You do.
Actually, though.
Keep trying to roll over there. 18?
That will hit.
Nice.
Oof.
Reroll
Rit.
one.
Take it. Just take it.
Yeah, that one's flat enough. 8 and 7 is 15.
Okay. Still up, looking bloody. Oof.
18.
Looking less bloody.
That will do it.
Oh, nice.
I can reroll ones and twos.
Yes, you can.
That's an upgrade.
Big upgrade.
8 and 6 is 14.
Okay. He's not looking great. Next up is Sunshine, who is, God. I think he's still going to try and get you because you're just
That's fair.
Like, I'm sorry. I know that Animate Dead, I love the flavor of it, but right now you are the biggest threat.
That's okay. Come at
That's
me.
a nat 1. God.
Wow.
He's just so scared of you. And then Orion is gonna death save. Okay. Jacob, what do you do?
So Ryan's just down as a corpse.
He is unstable.
Okay. I'm gonna send a short bow arrow over to. Just
Sunshine.
Sunny. That's a 20.
That will
Not
hit.
net. 8.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do it again.
That's cocked. Oof.
He's just
Big oof.
11
Nope.
to
But
hit.
you do get a third attack.
And I'm just gonna,
Nice.
out of rage, whip my battle axe behind me and try to slice into this fucker.
Sounds good. I do love the flavor in 6 seconds. 1, 2, take out my battle axe.
God damn it! No. It's gonna be a 18.
That will hit.
And 11.
Just enough to kill him. How do you murk him?
Very sweatily. There's sweat
Goddamn.
everywhere. Yeah, just like I don't even see where I'm swinging necessarily. I just know it's around neck level, and boom, it's like close to
And I
the
think
jaw.
you have to like go like this because you're a goblin, so like you're doing a. Like
It's an upward stroke, yeah. Yep.
Love it.
Next up is the D6, who is going to make 2 ranged attacks at you, Katie.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Yep.
And even higher than that.
'Kay.
So that is. God. 7 damage. That was pathetic.
Oh.
Nick, you are up.
These two dudes.
Mhm.
Which has taken damage, if any?
Sunshine has.
Sunshine is going to have this ghostly bell appear over his head. Can I have them make, I think it's a wisdom
Yup, and that's a
saving
3
throw?
on the dice.
So that's going to be 3d12. Wow, terrible damage. 10.
Oof.
Yeah.
Rip.
My 2 zombies here, though, are gonna murk this fuck.
Oh. Well, do your,
Attack rolls with
Yep.
advantage.
Yep.
Are they gonna eat him?
It's cocked. Nat 1. And then a 16.
That will miss.
It's not, it's a 16 on the die,
Oh, okay,
plus
then
8.
that'll hit. Yep. So that's 2 failed saves.
And 2 bludgeoning damage. Oh, but
Right.
yeah, it
but
doesn't
what
actually
was it?
matter.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, 2 failed saves.
But then you have the other one attack, right?
Oh,
Does
yeah,
it
yeah.
have advantage?
Advantage, yep. Nat 20.
Okay. He is dead.
Another nat 20.
Wow.
Whoa.
Lord.
Okay. Yeah, so you kill Orion, my favorite NPC,
I'm so sorry.
who has the name of his wife tattooed on one hand and the name of his future child that's about to be born tattooed on the other.
Well,
Perfect.
Yep.
his
we
wife
still
and
have a
child will
lineage, yeah.
become my experiments. It's
Oh my
okay.
God. And you know what? I guess you would, since you have those plans, you see the names Ginny and Dove.
Okay.
On his hands.
Interesting.
Yep. Katie, you are up.
Okay. Dope. Bing.
Nice.
It's unusual for me to play a character that wants to get into melee range.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Usually I'm like, get me out of here. Oh. First attack is 14.
Will not hit.
Rough. Nice.
That will.
That's
Second
a crit.
attack is a crit.
God.
So, 16.
And just imagine, like, people are, like, falling out of the, like, filing out of that.
Oh yeah, I'm
Try
hearing
that.
like screaming in the background.
Yup.
So it's 20 damage for the first attack that hit,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is my third attack.
Yeah, there's no way this town's
And
not
that's
in
crit
chaos at this point.
Yup.
Third attack, crit fail.
Okay.
Rip.
It is Sunshine's turn, and immediately, when he sees the zombies just chewing away at the person, who he helped marry, he puts his hands in the air, and, that's his turn. Jacob, what do you do?
Yeah, no point in resisting at this point, huh? Kind of redundant the way I said that. Almost. I guess. I guess he'd be trying to get something at this point. Just try to intimidate the guy into forking over the goods of the town. It's like, where's the vault? Immediately goes to the vault.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
Do an intimidation check with advantage.
I'm gonna mark it.
I mean, that was already two. Both those rolls were fantastic.
Pretty sweet.
Right.
And then 22.
Okay.
Nice.
He'll go. We will show you whatever you want. Let the people live. And the D6 is up after that, who also raises their hand. What do you two do?
Well, I need to continue my experimentation.
Yeah.
Just trying to work around your goal. Get anything else done.
Yeah.
So that train's just going.
I mean, I came here without a mission, and then I met this robot guy who totally has a mission, and I'm kind of having fun with it.
Such a pushover.
I'm like kind of a teenager,
Okay, fair.
so
Peer pressure.
I'm not really like making my own decisions yet, at least not any smart ones.
Right.
Just like, oh, we're wreaking havoc? That sounds cool.
It's like a smartphone is in your hands, this new robot,
Yeah!
basically.
Yeah,
So you can rebel.
exactly.
Nice.
Hey, robot guy.
Yes.
Do you need to experiment on this guy?
All of them.
Do your experiments still work if somebody else kills them?
Yes.
Alright, cool. I would take another attack at
Okay.
Sunshine.
At this point, I'm going to say, like, they are, like, not fighting. Like, they are still trying to, like, they're going under the assumption that, like, you're not from here, so maybe you don't realize that you're surrendering.
Yeah,
So
no,
I would say in 2 turns, you'll be able to do enough damage to these people.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we just
Are they-
slaughter them.
Yeah.
Gorgon's gonna seeing what's happening is gonna be like, hey, Sonny boy, say we get to that location with all the goods in it. There are a bunch of humans there, right? A bunch of living tissue people.
He's getting fireballed and
Right, Toll the Dead.
and all
His
this stuff,
life
and you're
energy
just
is being drained.
you're
from
watching him like like bad 3D rendering. That's kind of happening right now.
Yeah.
As you're trying to talk to him, and then he just crumples to the ground.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you do? The town is in chaos. They are fleeing. They are begging for their lives. Livestock is running amok. Some people are fleeing on horses in the other direction. This town is yours.
Yeah, so I guess what I plan to do, these 2 zombies are going to be going around and helping me just kind of murder everyone. And when I have 5 corpses, which there's probably close to 5 corpses already,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Dance Macabre. Yep. And I get another 5 zombies. And then
Give me that sweet, sweet diminished fifth.
I still have another animate dead to use, which would get me another 2 corpses.
Oh, look at you.
Nice.
Yeah.
All your corpses.
So I think that all in all, given the spell slots I have left, would get me a total of 9 zombies.
Okay. Nice.
Are you trying to amass an army there, guy?
Yes.
This experiment.
Okay.
Spreading
Are they gonna hurt
experiments.
us?
No. Maybe.
Mm.
I will do my best.
He's got
Okay.
some compassion. Did you hear that? For
All right.
us.
So we're gonna
If
do
you
a
need to
little
think
bit
that.
Yes,
of
I
a
do.
time skip here.
Yep.
Okay.
to actually, I'm not sure.
Can I hit that long rest
Oh,
button?
absolutely.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
sometimes
rest
it-
this shit out.
Right,
roll
can
the
I get
map.
my little
And then just
health
for me to
back?
plan things ahead, do we want to do a half hour talking at the end, or do we want to just do 3 hours of gameplay?
I don't care either way. I have no preference.
DM discretion.
What is there something we could? I mean, do you think we could accomplish something in the rest of? I mean, if we so we have a whole hour versus
Yeah.
a half hour of play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why don't we try and do like 10 minutes of talking after?
Sure.
Whatever works for your story, man.
Sure
Yeah.
thing.
Cut it whenever you want.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna say you spend a year in this town/immediate region, not like going far out.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you all to describe what you would want to accomplish, what you do, and then we're gonna do Power by the Apocalypse rules, where you do 2d6, and we'll see how well you accomplish your goals here. So, what would each of you want?
So TK's goals are kind of twofold.
Mm-hmm.
He is in search of a being that is essentially immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, he jumps from plane to plane, creating zombie apocalypses just to see how the inhabitants of those planes react to zombie apocalypses,
Okay.
like end times, you know?
Cool.
So his goal is to amass as many zombies and skeletons and ghouls and undead as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would just kind of march from nearby town to nearby town, murdering everyone until he is stopped.
Okay. Roll 2d6 and add your highest mod, but divide by 2. So, like, if you have a +5, it'll be a 2.
Okay. 8.
So that's a mixed success. So I'm going to say that you amass a very large army.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to kill a lot and have all of these underlings, but you're not able to spread as much as you want to, either because the cold is too bitter, and you're not used to the weather, so you kind of, Napoleoned it by accident, where you brought a bunch out and they all just kind of
Froze to death, yeah.
And so you had to start over again in the spring.
Okay.
So you feel that maybe next time it'll be better, but you have to be smarter and take your time a bit.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, had a little, taste of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really experiencing, like, any real consequences to their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would actually be helping TK just murder, but they would, they're still like a child, so they would be like looting and stuff.
Okay. Roll 2d6 and add your best modifier halved.
My best mod. Like, not ability.
Yeah, so what's your highest stat?
Strength.
Okay. And what is it?
18. So
So-
I'm mod 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
+2.
so you
Jesus.
So you roll 2d6 and add 2.
Nice.
12.
Beautiful. That is a complete success. So I'm going to say you help TK because he wasn't having a great job of moving forward. You give him the wonderful idea of, well, what about the sea? And afterwards you realize you can mobilize, maybe if you spend some time learning how to... Do you know how to sail?
I mean,
Or you can learn how to?
I
or-
could learn how to if I haven't learned how to already. I mean, I've been jumping from plane to plane for 13 levels,
Yeah.
creating undead armies.
I would say that plane jumping and sailing are 2 different skills.
Well,
Um,
obviously, I'm more so saying I
Yeah.
don't know what skills I would have picked up along the way, kind of
Yeah.
thing, you know?
So you
But I can learn.
yeah, so you feel that the sea might be a good way to go, especially since you did a little bit of traveling, and you know that the capital has fairly good defenses by land, but not so much by sea because there's very little danger by sea.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that, you know, the next big thing would be fantastic just to get that army.
An undead fleet. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Easy.
And as for magical items, I'm going to say that you find. 1 second. We'll get to. I'll tell you what you find after. What is your goal?
Primary goal is retrieving herbs and some kind of medicine that I know exists that I didn't come up with the name. We're gonna say the name is. It's called Havarti. Is
What?
the thing that we need to get to heal my I have a very sick gang leader. It's a very prolific gang from Janus. Our leader is in desperate need, and I am one of the most capable and stealthy and slippery goblins in our gang. So I'm looking for that to heal him up. The gang leader's name is Bree. And an additional goal, as usual, is finding loot. So, like,
Nice.
you know, very valuable possessions, weapons, things that could fetch a high price in the
Okay.
darker markets.
Roll 2d6 plus your thing I emailed you. You find the belt of the fire giant.
Nice.
So,
I got 2 and a 6.
8 plus so mix six. What's your highest?
So it's a 3, so I do 1.
So that's still a mixed success. So pick one. Do you want to find some good herbs for your buddy, or do you want to find some sweet loot for yourself?
Trying to find some good herbs for my buddy. I live for him. Bree.
Nice. Okay. You find
Bree will die eventually.
are you naming your characters after cheese?
I guess you've gotten 3 names, so yes.
God
That
damn.
establishes a pattern.
Yeah.
Love
There's more. I'm part of the Swiss Army. Hence the white and red garments. It's gonna come out anyway at some point.
it. I mean, yeah, we're spending a year together. Right?
Yeah, you're gonna figure it out.
Yep.
You
I
would
love it.
also see
Pretty proud.
my character's skin, hair, and eye color change
Right.
slightly over the course of a year to very like golden. I mean, again, they were very like silver and gray, and so hair, eyes, skin tone has all become like a very like golden.
What season are you?
Summer.
Nice.
Yep.
Summer. But you would also see that they started using they kind of abandoned Firebolt and except for when they needed it,
Mm-hmm.
and were helping you do necrotic damage with skeletal hands coming up out of the ground.
Nice.
Little chill touch action.
Good shit.
Okay. You find this weird herb, and it looks like it's not even herb; it's a plant, or something. You haven't encountered it
It's
before.
like a wheel or a block.
It's
Sorry.
got like this like chunky stalk
Okay.
that's brown, and a sort of like semi-sphere at the top. And they come in different colors, and some of them, when you poke it, some spores come out. And you have a feeling that this might do it. You experimented with a couple of different ones, and you've never seen anything like this grow, or like you've seen things similar, but they're typically poisonous where you're from. So this particular strain of plant seems to be pretty potent and healing. So, yeah.
It looks almost like me. It's sweaty.
Goddamn.
I'm sorry.
I need you all to roll a d12.
We all need a lot of things.
Yep.
9.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
3.
The following, like, time is kind of weird. I think you're the only one that has, like, a really good concept of time because, like, your moods change based on it. So it's been about 12 changes, since you, what was I gonna say? Got here. And you are all pushing on your individual goals. But after that first year, you were almost mysteriously stopped. Like there was, at first it seemed like coincidences. Like you would go, okay, I'm gonna go by sea, but then suddenly, like it's just months of jagged waters and storms. Okay, then I'm gonna go by this mountain pass, and then there's a an avalanche or something that just makes it impassable for your armies. And after the third time, you realize something's getting in the way of us. Something's catching onto us. Because an undead army is pretty obvious. I think your goal is the main one that is in the way. You would be very well known for just being a murderer, more or less. Not so much as like an undead army threat.
Yeah.
And you're pretty undetected. Like you're just like some bastard that hacks and slashes and steals loot. But like you're known as just like a bandit at that point.
You're the
I
most
just take
piratey
advantage.
out of all of us.
Yeah.
The what?
Right.
The most piratey out of all of us.
Yeah. I take advantage of situations.
Yeah. So adventurers definitely have bounties on your head, but because you're so dangerous, you're usually unbothered by commoners and adventurers. Except every now and again, you'll get someone that's in over their heads, and you'll just ping them, and they're done. But this seems to be a little bit more of a divine intervention of sorts. You notice, I'm laughing because metagame knowledge, and you rolled high enough on your d12. On the mountain pass, there's, just do a quick Arcana check.
25.
Okay. You sense this residual energy from the magic that must have been used. And there is a sort of field that you almost get to, but then you realize, oh shit, like I'm going to get hurt. And in the air, you see floating these like radiant little symbols that look like this.
Awesome.
And you can tell just based on like your experience and your Arcana check that this is a good aligned or neutral aligned deity.
Okay.
Work. You could do a religion check to see if your character would know what this is.
18.
Okay. You would not know the person by name, but you know that symbol before, and it is the symbol of a religion or god or angel that is heavily against the undead. I know, you know this.
We all knew this was coming.
Yeah. You have...
Rune's got some things to say.
Yeah. Yup. For those who don't know, this is his warlock's patron in another campaign. But yeah, so with that, you know that you are going to have some difficulty. What's your game plan now? What do you tell your companions?
What's your emoji right now?
Angry.
Oh,
It's an angry face with the eyebrows.
The eyebrows. Angry emoji.
Is it
frowny
is
face.
it red now? Or?
Yeah.
I love it.
React.
What's up, TK?
Divine intervention. We have a problem.
Shit. So do we like turn around? Or? Or what? What do we do?
Well, assessing situation.
Assessing the situation.
And then his arms kind of collapse in, and he kind of shrinks a little bit, and then his face kind of goes dim. And I'm gonna be like this for 6 hours.
Hey, hey, what's going on here? No threat we can't handle, right?
I gotta change some spells around.
Yep. Come up with a game plan while I'll come up with the initiative and stuff.
6-hour game plan.
Well,
We're on a boat right now.
You could be whatever you want. I'm gonna let you choose your terrain, your thing, and all that stuff because you rolled high enough, where you will be able to sense where they're going to be next because that's where you're planning to go next. So usually you would go back home and regroup and replan, but now you're gonna go. I am going straight to where I know they're going to be, so I can try and pass through before they can block the way again.
Okay.
Our de facto leader took a nap.
Long nap.
Yeah.
So
I was really counting on that guy to have more ideas.
I don't want to leave him. Maybe we should take
I
a
need
nap.
to check the casting time on the spell.
What would happen if I knocked on your chassis?
Nothing.
Okay. Hey, big guy.
I can't stop picturing you as Eve from Wall-E.
Yeah.
Just
If you
enclosed and shrunk down.
I mean,
like
it's
Space Land Dam.
it's sort of like that.
That's all I can picture. What's the weather where we are?
It is cold. It is fall. So it's not as frigid as it could be. This is actually probably the perfect time for, I was about to say Rune, for TK to attack because it is before the frost sets in. It is
I'm ready.
after, like spring is a time of life, which means there's a lot of easy pickings.
Yep.
So you were able to, pick off a bunch of, low level / new to the earth things.
To keep things simple, I'll say we're on land. And I've got my spells picked out, so I'm ready. And we can just kind of, honestly, just charge in and go for it and see how that goes. I need to go blow my nose again.
All right. Give me 1 second. I have to. There we go.
Our de facto leader's left again.
God damn.
I mean, that's what we get.
Let's see.
That's what
I
I get.
can't.
You kind of following me, but
All right. Like, give me 1 second.
nominating a robot for
This
leader.
will have to do.
Just kind of defaulting to whoever can help me get things done. It's like following. It's pretty much following.
That's pretty much following.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't have any better plans.
Yeah.
This has been pretty fun though.
It's been a different path than I thought I would take for this journey, but
The fun thing about having no expectations is that you're never disappointed.
yeah. I could see that. Maybe I'll change up my routine.
It's all about what's going on up in the noodle, up in the noggin.
Like I usually start my day with like brushing my teeth, putting clothes on. Maybe next time I'll just skip right to breakfast.
Yeah. Your teeth are gonna get dirty when you eat. May as well brush them after.
I use a special mud paste. It seems to work really good.
Got a little sand in there for
Yeah.
some buffing action.
Some grit.
Yeah.
It's like a medium grit.
Sounds kind of gross, dude. I'm gonna not.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you back.
God damn.
how we banter.
Yeah.
Always comes back to, so, find any good loot?
Maybe.
Alright.
I'm back. Colds are the worst, and I
Yes.
apologize.
Yeah.
They are. 2 questions. What is everyone's passive perception and passive investigation?
Passive perception is 12. Passive investigation is 20.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Someone has some magical items for that shit.
Nope. My investigation's just a 10.
My investigation is 10.
And it's 10 plus your thing.
Oh,
For
right, because of
passive, right.
proficiency and yeah.
Right.
I'm just in here just like,
So, am I looking here?
If you're proficient in it,
that's
So it's just 10 plus whatever
Right.
the number would be.
yeah. Jesus, you have a lot of HP.
Yeah.
So like your
Well,
perception, because you're proficient, you're adding your proficiency. So your
It actually
passive is 15.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So, what you see, I'm going to say you're in a valley, heading down towards a fairly large city. Actually, these are over here. I have them prepared. You don't know where they are, but you do see a divine presence in front of you.
Do they glow?
They do glow.
Do I need to play 2 characters here?
Nope, it's not.
No, please. Please don't.
Do I need to murder myself? Like
No, this is Deathbringer.
Okay. Nice.
Yep. And as balls,
Balls.
yeah.
As
As you approach, you notice that they're very well hidden. Are these glyphs, and you can tell that they will be quite dangerous if you step in that area.
I see.
And Deathbringer looks directly at you, and goes, "Well, you've caused quite a stir. What do you have to say for yourself?"
Powerful being detected. Experimentation beginning.
Let's roll for
Extremely
initiative.
possible candidate found.
Experiment.
Let's roll for initiative.
I was trying to determine if the belt that I found does something for
Rough.
me. The
It
link that you
adds-
sent me is
Big.
like just
It
a
changes
fire
your-
giant.
That's not crazy.
It changes your strength to 25.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
instead of having
Wow.
+5, you have +7. Nick, what's your rip?
3, excuse me, because I add 1 to it.
7.
10.
God, I can't breathe. I want to
This
die.
is really hard.
Well,
Give
those
me
go
one
hand
So
in
my
hand.
strength score is 25.
Just wait.
correct?
Say it again.
My strength score.
Yeah.
Is 25.
Yes.
My app got all wackadoo and now like I can't see any of the numbers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Cheese
It
and
just
rice.
happened this morning. It was working last night. This morning, this is how it was working.
You borked it.
It did nothing.
It got borked.
It did. I didn't.
Nick, what's your AC?
15.
Okay, 1 second. That will hit. Okay.
Will it?
Yeah, it will. From seemingly nowhere, an arrow just comes soaring out of the like the trees and underbrush. There's not a lot of trees, but there's some because you got mountains on either side, so you can have some dotted along, and it gets right like in the gears over here, and you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
11,
Look at that sneak attack damage.
22, 25 plus 4, 29 piercing damage. And then they're going to bonus action hide and probably get there unless, yeah. Yeah, that's a 26 to
That'll
hide.
hit.
So you
to
do
hide.
not.
Got it.
And then next up, someone comes rushing. Oh no, they don't come rushing. They are still hidden. I'm just putting this over here for my own reference, just to know who's going. Oh wait, no, that's not the menu I'm looking for. Another hidden attack. To you, that's a crit.
Okay.
And that is going to be 8 plus 2 plus.
My
5.
army of undead is here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
17 damage. And after that is my favorite, my boy, Tugboat. And what is he going to do? He is going to. Sorry, 1 second. Firebolt at you. For 16 plus 9. So I'm
That'll hit. Yeah.
4, 5 plus, that's cocked. 8, so 13 fire damage. And then next up is Deathbringer. God, I love her.
A lady.
Yeah. And then I need you all to make Constitution saving throws. And tell me what the HP for your undead army is.
I mean, what do you mean for my undead army? How do you want me to determine the HP for my army?
I know. Tell me how big your army is, because you had success in creating the army.
I mean, it would be,
but not.
It would be fucking huge. It would be massive.
Okay.
There would be so many. I mean, yeah, there'd be a ton of
Yes.
zombies and ghouls and skeletons and like.
Okay. So I'm going to say they're going to work in 4 chunks.
Okay.
And each chunk is going to do 8d10 just because of the huge mass.
Awesome.
So they'll have their normal zombie stats and everything in the sense of how they're attacking.
Okay.
And their health pool is going to be 150.
Okay.
So we'll deal with that. So we're just going to imagine 4 health pools of 150. What did I say, 8d10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah. But yeah, so what's everyone's con save?
Dirty 20.
21.
19.
Okay, you do not pass. And roll for the 4 hordes. I need you to keep track of that.
Got
but
it.
y'all take
Now do you want some paper?
those.
Yeah, now I'll take some paper.
Yeah. And the ones who passed get half.
Thank you.
But 1 second. Let's call it.
Constitution's easily my strongest.
Con is my second.
32.
Con is my second.
Okay. Whoever fails takes 32 piercing damage. Those who pass.
Half as much.
Yep. And
That was the con save?
Yeah.
Okay.
In 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, then it would be up here.
Okay, con. Nice. They've got great con.
4, 5.
It's
I'm
gonna be
gonna say
another
actually
21.
only
Another 21.
have only one because it's
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
then they
one
pass.
horde 1 takes half of 32.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, Katie. You would know that this is a plague of these divine. Actually, they're just going over here and just like kind of scratching you over and over, like these little upside down
Little paper
fingerprints.
cuts?
Yeah.
In this box?
Yep. And then the other box is also danger zone, but it seems to have a trigger. There are 2 people in the woods with bows, at the very least, and one person who is a caster.
I'm gonna come over here.
Okay.
Nice.
And then what do you
Sup?
I haven't seen anyone in the woods.
do? Mm-hmm.
So, and I've never battled what I assume to be a deity, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I did not switch back to Firebolt before this started, so it kind of sucks.
Oof.
But I also have no idea what necrotic damage would do.
You could try.
Yeah,
So-
find out.
I'm gonna try and see what happens.
Okay.
Because at very least, I'll learn something.
Go for it.
So that's a spell attack. And 13.
That
hit.
will miss.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's it.
Okay. Next up is what's it called? Tipper, who is going to make a ranged attack at you. It's going to still go for Nick, but miss. And then Jacob, you're up.
Am I able to see the rustling in the trees?
You can try and do a perception check.
12.
You do not see them, but you do see Angel
Okay.
across the way.
Yeah, probably just gonna go for that fuck across the way.
Okay. Where do you move?
So I mean, I guess sensing that I'm in a
And just so you know, it's difficult terrain.
right.
So I forgot to.
Oh, then I would not have been able to move that far.
Okay, where were you placed? Or I mean, you could go like over here and avoid it instead.
Yeah, I just wanted to get further away from them.
Well, you don't know where they're coming from. I'm just moving them over here just to show that you don't know where they are.
Right.
So I was just doing this to mark that they went.
Fair.
So you don't know where they're coming from.
Then I would have just taken a step over.
So
I'll step over, kind
10,
of.
20, 25.
Sort of behind robot. And then shoot a short bow arrow at Anger.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, that's a 8, 10.
That will miss.
Nat 1.
No.
I shoot at robot guy. And yeah, that's a 12.
Okay.
Or 13, sorry.
Yeah, their presence is just so huge that it's difficult for you to be able to handle it. TK, you're up.
Such a big target, I can't hit it.
So TK would say, hull level critical. And then he would take a step over to here.
Yep.
Prepare for evacuation. And then I'm gonna point at Deathbringer and I'm gonna cast Disintegrate.
Oh my god, I love it. Tell me more.
I need a dex save.
Okay. One second. Advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So, give me 1 second. God, that's not gonna do it. That's a 14.
Okay. That's gonna be 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
Holy shit.
So
Go for it.
give me a sec to just disintegrate my patron here.
Yep.
What
You
the
need
fuck?
some sixes?
I can just
I've got a
Yeah.
bag full.
here. I've got a bag
Oh
full
yeah, you
too.
got your bag. I didn't see it.
This is beautiful.
One more time. How many?
It's
was
funny because I was on the fence whether Deathbringer was going to show up or not, but as soon as you said undead army, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah,
Right.
There's no
Deathbringer
way.
and Host show up.
Deathbringer versus Deathbringer.
Because I was going to have some, like, deity or angel show up.
Right.
But depending on what you guys did.
Who's gonna dictate it? I love it. Very fitting. That noise.
That was a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Oof, rip.
That's gonna be 74
Holy
force
shit.
damage.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like small
one-
potatoes over here.
you almost single-handedly bloodied her in one attack.
Woo!
I hope you only have one of those per day.
I get only one, yeah.
Oh.
Well, technically two if I wanted to cast it again at 7th level and do an extra d6, but I have my 7th level for teleport so that we can evacuate.
Yeah.
But you're not close enough to me for us to do that.
And do you want to,
So,
what's it called? What was I gonna say?
can my armies do damage?
Yes, that's what I was going to. You can have them
Flood in.
Yeah, so because they're just flooding in, like they would be able to see one person's here, one person's here, one person's here, one person's here. So you could have each of them make an attack.
Sure.
With disadvantage on each of them. Just because, like, you don't have to look. They're just encountering them.
So the first one would be a 13 to hit.
1 second. That will not do it.
How about a 20, non-natural?
That will hit. So roll your 8d10 on Donald. Donald is a dark-skinned noble archer who stretches the truth to tell a good story.
I don't even know if I have 8d10 in here. I totally just dropped a die.
I have 2, 3, 4,
3.
5, 6. Here you go. Pass them down.
4. I've got 4, and
There
if
you
you've
go.
got 6 there.
You
Oh, wait,
Are
we
they
need,
different colors?
we need
enough?
8d10.
You have my dagger.
I have 2 baby ones.
Okay, hold on. So these are my 4, and then
Yeah, I
I'll
need-
take
yeah.
these 4, and these can go
Oh, my
back
math
to
went
her.
backwards.
Yeah.
So you need 2 more notches here.
Three. 43.
Oof. He is not prone. Then attack 3 on Tugboat. Tugboat is a half-orc artificer alchemist who creates natural poisons that heals the party and fixes their weapons. They try very hard to be smart and speak well, so they're treated not like a second-class citizen.
That's gonna be 21
Okay.
to hit.
That'll hit. More math.
Too much math.
34.
Math is power.
50.
Okay. Tugboat is almost down in that one. And let's let Katie roll the fourth one because she helped you amass this army.
Yeah, that's fair.
What am I?
What's the mod?
So the mod is +8.
And you're gonna roll with...
Roll with disadvantage.
Well, that was a 3, so it can't get much worse than that.
Alright, so that one misses.
Yeah, that would have been 11. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, now we're back up to the top with Tipper, who is going to come out and attack you. They were hidden, so they're going to have advantage, and probably hit because that's 16 plus 9.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God, for the worst. That's 7 damage, and then they're going to attack you again. That's another 16 for 12 damage.
16 to hit?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, 16 plus 9. So,
Okay.
So the first one, I think, was 7? I
Yeah.
forget. And then the second one was 12.
Okay.
Then next up is Donald, who is going to use the disengage action to get away from the horde of zombies. And oh wait, I missed up the two of them. This happened to you.
Okay.
This is happening to you, and they're going to have the disadvantage negated by the fact that they were hiding for the first attack. That's a 2. So now they're going to roll with disadvantage. Oh, no, wait. No, because they didn't make contact. So that is a 13 plus 9. Does that hit?
Back to Kelly.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Aren't you going to need the mage? Or you found
I
that
found
is
more.
14 damage. Next up is Tugboat, who is going to use the disengage action to rush over here and get away from the zombies. And then next up is Deathbringer, who is going to go, welp, I don't want that to happen again, and peace the fuck out.
Fair.
Because you disintegrated her, and she has another undead army to worry about.
She didn't like that very much.
And she's gonna go, yeah, fuck. Katie, you are up.
Who's in melee with me?
Tipper.
Did Tipper take damage?
Nope.
Well, it's about.
He's about to.
It's about time to try with the longsword.
What's
That was a 20, not 20.
Nice,
Bingo.
fuck him up.
I do this every time.
so surprised Deathbringer didn't try and attack me again.
Well, she isn't ready to. She can use teleport as an action, or she could stick
Fair.
around.
Fair.
And she doesn't know the power of your. Like, she's never encountered you before.
Fair.
So.
23 damage on the first hit.
Oof.
19.
That will hit.
$16 damage.
Okay, 1 second. Alright. They are still up, but not by much.
And third attack is a dirty 20.
Get them.
10 damage.
How do you want to do this?
She's been having a lot. I keep calling her she because I'm used to it. They have been having a lot of fun taking heads
Nice.
in their year on the material plane. So, as always, just straight across. See how
Okay.
far I can make it fly.
Trying to get that cut as smooth as you can through the neck, you know?
Practice
Yeah.
makes better, at least.
Okay. Next up is Trax, who's going to attack from the woods. Okay, even with advantage, they're not going to hit because that was a 9 plus 8. I don't think a 17 will hit.
Me?
Yeah.
17 is my AC.
God, that'll actually.
Oh, no, wait.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
1, 2,
it is 17.
4, 5, 6. I love rogues when I play them.
They're so good.
11, 17, 19, 21, 25 damage. Jacob, you're up.
Alright. This is Tugboat, right? Or is that Tugboat?
Tugboat's the green one.
Oh, that's Tugboat.
And
Oh.
just to explain about Deathbringer, she had 120 HP because she's a lesser angel, and you did a lot of fucking damage to her.
Yeah.
Fair.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I could have potentially killed her that next turn then, because unless she has resistance and or immunity to necrotic, because that's
She
all
has
I've got
neither.
left. Oh, big
So,
oof.
yeah. Yeah, you have a baby angel as your patron.
Apparently. That's
Yeah.
good to know, though.
Yep.
That's good to know.
I'm
The one I was attacking went down, right?
No. Oh, he's prone.
Yeah, I decapitated
Yeah.
him.
That's Tipper.
Oh yes, sorry.
I decapitated him.
No, I
Hey.
had an oops.
I'm gonna.
I just don't want to forget.
Gargan's gonna launch an arrow at what's this person's name?
They are hidden still.
Oh right, that person's hidden.
Oh, actually, let
Never
me
mind.
look. Sorry, 1 second. Unless your passive is 21, okay.
It's not.
They're still hidden.
I am turning around and doing battle axing at this guy's face.
Okay,
Donald.
Donald.
There's no second
Yeah.
T. That's a miss for sure. Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was gonna do the dagger. Can I do that again?
Mhm.
It's been a long run.
Yeah.
So how do I do that with the crit and necrotic? Sorry.
They pass their con save because that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
So, the bestow curse does not work, but you still do your damage.
Okay. 13.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for one more.
Pause. You kill him with that.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm gonna
So
do
what-
it anyway.
Yeah. They have 50 health.
Nice.
Deathbringer had to just pick whoever was traveling. She's like, alright, get here real quick.
So do we know who? Sorry, off topic. Do we know in the army who was like Orion, for instance? Like, do we know some of them are more powerful than others in any way?
What do you mean?
Just out of curiosity, like, do we know, like, if we still have the, like, we know who Orion is of the undead? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, are they more powerful because they were more powerful at the time?
I don't have the ability to like create banshees or anything like that. Like I can't upgrade undead. I can only currently at level 13 create zombies, skeletons, and ghouls.
But
and
I'm
that's
just
it.
saying,
Yeah.
if they were already stronger, that wouldn't add to their
No.
attributes or anything.
No,
Okay.
I add to their attributes being a necromancer wizard.
Gotcha.
They get my spell attack bonus as a bonus to attack, in addition to their normal attack bonus, as well as my level in HP as
Okay.
an extra bonus.
Gotcha.
Yup.
Yeah.
You have more attacks, and you have movement.
Yeah.
And Tugboat is in front of you,
Tugboat.
with a whopping,
Over
like,
yonder.
16 HP left on him.
I'm gonna. Gorgon's gonna skirt under
Love it.
the legs.
Yeah, you could literally slide
Yes.
through my legs easy.
I love it.
And just whip that bat lax
Okay.
over at his face. Bat lax. It's like
Batlax?
it's like a laxative. Works really well.
I went the more Star Trek route with that in my mind,
Yeah.
but laxatives work too.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Because it sounds more like a batla, which is from Star Trek, but whatever. Whatever.
Nerd. No, I got a 19.
I mean, I'm
That will
literally playing a computer, so yes.
You win. And that's a 9.
Alright. They are on death's door.
Bing bong.
TK. Tonky Kong.
You don't know what TK stands for?
Stands for Team Kill. I already know you did in the beginning. Immediate.
Yo.
First thing you did.
So you've got your regular actions, you've got your zombie actions.
Right.
Right now Tugboat has 7 HP left. Trax
Well-
is hidden from everyone but zombies.
Tugboat is gonna need to make a
Wisdom
save. Let me check what negative energy flood is again, because that's what I'm gonna use.
Oof.
It's 11.
Con save, please.
Okay, that 1 second. That is an 18.
My save is an 18, but he still takes half damage of
Okay.
5d12.
Oof. He's probably not making it.
Probably not. I mean,
I'm sorry, Tugboat.
he has how much
No.
HP?
7.
Okay.
There's still a chance.
They're a very, very small chance, but the chance is there. It's a 10 on the first die.
That's 5. Yeah. That. Yup.
It's another 5.
Okay, yeah. Tugboat is dead.
Tugboat will be coming back
Yeah. I love it.
Huzzah.
because negative energy flood brings them back when they die.
Yup. Okay. And then, are you going to bonus action for tracks?
Yes.
Okay, you could do a straight attack roll because the zombies got her last time. I could say you could have two.
It's 18 on the die.
That will hit, and then have or you roll the second attack, because you helped make the army.
That was a 3 on the die.
Oof.
That was the same number that die rolled last time.
Rip.
You did create the army. That's
8d10.
good. Good thing you
29,
did.
31,
very well.
34.
You're not a good leader.
No.
39.
Definitely a follower right here.
Yeah.
46.
Okay.
And the second one didn't hit?
No.
No.
Okay.
Hello. Sorry, Thomas. Are you okay? Sounds good. What was I gonna say? She is not her turn. So we're back to Katie.
I know there's another being, but I don't know where they are.
Correct.
Start screaming.
I mean, here's the thing. Do a perception check. Or what's your passive perception?
15?
You can see the horde of zombies chomping down on one of them. So I'm going to say you can use your movement to get to her.
But then I would have to, like, claw through the zombies.
You would, but I mean, they're not attacking you.
Sure, you are zombies.
Also, anyone that my zombies kill, come back. Too. Because anything that dies to one of my necrotic spells, which Animate Dead is technically a necrotic spell, anything that dies to one of my necrotic spells comes back.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold still and
That's
take
how it
the
spreads.
dodge action.
Okay.
For now.
One second. Okay, so next up is Trax, who is going to bonus action disengage, then run, then action dash, and get 60 feet away. Next up is Jacob. Is there anything you want to do?
Fuck up Tugboat.
Other than fucking up Tugboat.
Well, Tugboat is yours now.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh
right.
yeah,
He's
that's
a
right.
zombie.
That's right. That's right.
It
That's
already
right.
took place.
Then that can just go away.
So as far as we know, it's just us and our zombie army.
Pretty much.
As far
Other
as
than
we
this
know.
fuck that's running away.
Right.
Though I think my zombies know that he was running away. Right? Because my zombies were attacking him.
Yeah.
Do my zombies get attacks of opportunity because he's running
They
away?
bonus action disengaged.
Oh, he disengaged. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you said I can tell this area is a thing?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a magical trap.
Or okay.
It's a trap.
Well he's gonna be, I guess there wouldn't really be, well, there'd be a body here that wasn't turned into undead. So
Yep.
I
You
could
want to loot it?
walk over and loot. Yeah.
All right.
It
do
is
an
missing a head.
Yeah, do an investigation check.
I didn't need that.
Yeah.
Just in case you're curious. It's kind of oozing.
I know that. 7.
So you don't find a lot of stuff, but the fact that it's decapitated makes it very obvious that they're wearing a pendant around their neck.
Nice.
And it seems magical.
Yoink.
Yeah. Next
can
up
identify
is
that for you.
TK.
Does he say, I can identify that for you?
The one last person is just kind of running away at this point, right?
Correct.
I'll let him run. That's fine.
Okay.
Not a threat.
Yeah, I would make my way over to you. I can identify that for you.
Here you go, steel boots.
Identify.
It's a pendant of protection, so it grants +1 to AC. Not like it did much for this guy.
Right.
But yeah. What do y'all do?
continue marching forward with the zombie army, I guess. We won. I guess. It worked.
Yeah.
Let's go after that.
Deathbringer dipped the fuck out.
Yeah, go after that cheeky Deathbringer.
Okay. I think that's where we'll end the session for today.
Right. Deathbringer's gathering powerful allies. Or a powerful ally.
Yeah, okay. Currently, Rune is down 3 weeks south with a bunch of fucking paladins.
Right.
But yeah. I enjoyed that. It was fun.
That was good.
I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, I want to see how this affects things.
Yeah, I purposely made the combats more difficult because you're villains, and we need to give the good people the chance. But
They didn't get it.
I was that whole combat 10 HP.
Oh my god.
I was so close to going down.
I know.
Which is why I was like, I'm so surprised that Deathbringer didn't attack me again.
Well,
but that's fair.
She's got some vested interest in the South right now.
Oh yeah. She needs to not die.
Yeah. So yeah. There's a couple of things that happened or that are going to happen based on some of the decisions made. So, for example, because Orion died, certain things are going to happen, which I'm very excited for.
Haha.
And just the undead with Deathbringer. Like, it could have been. I was going to have it could be like Tyr or Bahamut or Sylvanus. Like if you were burning down forests, then it would be like a forest deity or something like that. So
I figured what a better character to play that's almost opposite of what I'm playing in this campaign, you know?
Yeah.
Is, you know, Rune is so against bringing people or like raising zombies and skeletons.
He
and
says having Revivify.
Well, that's different.
Their soul hasn't left yet.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
They're pure.
So
I
I
never
guess,
actually get raised dead, you know, as a celestial warlock. I'll never actually be able to actually resurrect someone. I'll only ever have revivify.
Mm-hmm.
And you only have a minute, right?
Yep, only a minute.
So what was it like playing villains?
I've always wanted to
Campaign
play
that
the
you're going
necromancer.
to.
I've never gotten to play a necro wizard, so it was fun getting the opportunity.
Nice.
In general, it's interesting just sort of saying, like, throwing the plot to the wind. Not the plot, but, like, good characters, good intentions, like, having their own backstories and just saying, threat, eliminate, start combat. So, I think it's cool and it leads it into the other direction it could go. It's like, you know, it sort of guides your actions, but it also leaves the story open to you. Like, you do whatever you want, sort of.
I also love that while they had a very specific goal, you're like, well, let's just loot shit.
I found my herb.
Yeah.
Brie is gonna be a healthy cheese.
Yes.
I love it.
It's just a mushroom that I described, but it's a very potent mushroom that will save you. Like, I imagine that it's mundane in this world, but for the sickness or illness that Brie has in your world, it's like one of those, like, weird little things where, like, you know, diamonds are worthless to certain, you know, communities, and then someone going, oh, diamonds, like,
Right,
you're sitting on millions.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's what the mushroom is for you.
Yeah.
What about you?
Straight up, it was fun to be violent just for the sake of violence.
Accurate.
You know, I always agonize over all the decisions that A makes.
Yeah.
So kind of being, like, as a player, kind of being able to let that go.
Let loose
and
a little
just
bit
say,
with
you
that,
know,
yeah.
whatever comes in front of me, I'm just going to try to attack. You know, I built this champion fighter that by the time got up to this level has 3 attacks. Just like,
How are you
sweet.
casting Firebolt? Where was that coming from?
That is my race.
Ah! Nice. Got it. I
The
didn't realize Eladrin got cantrips like that. It must be a cantrip based on the season?
It's shifting seasons cantrips, but every rest, the Eladrin can
Change it.
change
Got
it
it.
regardless of whatever season is dominating their personality.
Neat.
So, like, I was personality summer when we were rampaging
Right.
and, you know, creating armies, but using the winter cantrip chill touch
Right.
to use the necrotic damage.
Neat.
So
I haven't looked at Eladrin for 5e yet, which
They're fun.
yeah, they seem pretty cool.
Kelly gave me the idea because I had no idea what to do with this, and
Well,
I just rolled with it. It was fun.
You're playing an elf already, so I was like,
Right.
oh, it's just
It's
spicy
a hop,
elf.
skip, skip, and a jump.
Well,
The real
yeah.
elf.
Yeah, which as like
OG.
still a reasonably new player made it easier to kind of work through the build of this. You know, I didn't have to, other than switching to fighter, which was
It's a fun class.
pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed that very much.
I whack stuff.
Yeah.
Just-
3 times.
I just keep
Yeah.
whacking stuff, and
Yeah.
then with the crit on 19s.
So
Oh, the
good.
expanded crit range is so good.
Yeah, the great weapon fighting style to reroll 1s and 2s.
Imagine that
I
on
was
your
just
rogue.
like, how many of
Oh my
these
god,
things can
that
I
would be
pepper in?
gnarly.
Champion rogue is amazing.
I know you guys keep saying that, and I'm having a really hard time deciding what
I
I'm gonna do.
no,
Just
don't.
keep training with Tomas.
Just because I keep saying it
Why
doesn't
not?
mean you should do it.
I know. I'm really excited for some higher level rogue things.
Yeah, there's a lot of really high level rogue stuff that's great.
Mhm.
That if you even dipped into fighter just a little, you would lose out on.
I
you
know. That's
so.
and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that. But then the 3 items I took were all like ability checks and stuff. Like everything I could take to boost my garbage die rolling.
I know
That's
you
my
have
new
such
build
shit.
method. Always.
Rolls.
Right.
Always. So, okay, I can take
It's
this to get +2 attack, and I can take this to get +1 to AC. Like, how many things can I buff and add and pepper in to make rolling, a 7? Like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have +11 to attack. I don't care.
Yeah. It's nice when you get like into the double digits of your like pluses.
Right.
It's-
When you
just-
add 10 to your die roll and you're like, yes.
Yup. And especially when you're fighting things that everyone had under 20 AC, so it's not like you were fighting constructs or
Right.
like these mountains or things like that.
Right.
And it's what's it called? There's like this I forgot where I heard it, but instead of making the AC higher, you make the health pools bigger because it's funner to hit things a lot of
Yep.
times than to miss with a low health pool. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Very true.
Yup.
Yeah, I was never worried about going down.
Oh, I was. I was.
Yeah.
I went down,
Yeah,
and then I
you
was
did.
worried about
I
going down
actually
again.
felt bad, like, because, like, you presented yourself as the big bad, so of course, and you're
Well,
the
no,
one
that's
controlling
totally
the army.
fine.
Yeah.
And that's in
So-
part
And
why
clearly leading us.
Yeah.
That's why I took the Amulet of Wound Closure, because I knew playing, like, just in general, playing spellcasters, because that's a lot of what I like to play in D&D, you often
Yeah.
don't have high ACs, which means you're going to take a lot of damage. And when there's only 3 of us, there was supposed to be 4, but even when there's only
Yeah.
3 of us, and especially because none of us are really playing tanky characters,
Right.
I needed something for the fact that I am gonna go down.
Yeah.
So I need to ensure that I don't die when that
Mhm.
happens.
This is an
Yeah.
interesting dynamic. Having just like
Yeah. So the amulet
Half the time.
stabilizes me at the start of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
I learned about that item from Critical Role. Fun
Nice.
fact. Yeah. And then I hunted it down in the Dungeon Master Guide.
Nice.
I literally just read the description of every magical item.
Well, that's what I've been doing for
Learned a lot
Tomb of
then, I hope.
Horrors, or what was it? Or
Tomb of Horrors, yeah. On
Yeah.
Friday. Really excited. Really, really excited
Yeah.
for that.
I've played that, right?
We
Simple thing.
started it. Doug tried to run it once with us, and it didn't go very well.
No, it didn't.
Rip.
I enjoyed that aspect of it. It's pretty
Yeah.
feudal.
Yeah, so yeah, Tomb of Horrors is gonna be brutal, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yup. Yeah, I don't think I would have the heart to run Tomb of Horrors because I feel bad killing PCs. Like, that's why.
Well, Tomb of Horrors is one of those ones where, like, yes, it sucks killing a PC, but when you come to the table
With
and
the
everyone
expectation.
understands you are going to die.
Yeah, you should have multiple characters.
Like,
Yeah.
no,
ready
you
to
don't
go.
even need to have multiple characters with the way I'm going to run it. If you die, you're just going to reset at the back of the beginning of the
Oh, I see.
dungeon.
Nice.
So it gives everyone that opportunity to kind of iterate through the dungeon and figure things out. But yes, Tomb of Horrors is one of those dungeons you have to go in expecting to die.
Yup.
Otherwise, you will be let down.
So, closing thoughts. We got a hot minute left. But
Well, I didn't get a chance to introduce my gang itself. They're called the Gouda Guys.
Love it.
The Gouda guys is a part of the Swiss Army.
I love
No,
it.
the Swiss Army is part of the Gouda Guys. They're the
Got
infantry.
Got it.
And then our boss, Bree, is we refer to him as the Big Cheese. That's pretty much all you need to know about us. We're loaded with the cheese puns. And,
Your characters is just
so
all
good.
about the puns, just
Yeah.
wherever he
makes
can.
makes things.
Like I said, there's
better.
some of ourselves in the character. There's some truth.
Definitely dairy.
I'm excited to see how this affects Rune, now that there's essentially a second undead army.
I know.
What a time.
I know. Because it's funny, in the other campaign, the undead warlock the undead hating warlock is no longer part of the party.
Oh no!
Spoiler reasons I'm not going to say. So now I'm sitting here like, well, how am I going to make this relate to the other party now? Which is fun because, like, the reason why I wanted to do this was so that you all can influence what happens to the other one,
Right.
Rather than vice versa. But, I mean, all of your things have changed. Like, Liam isn't with the party. Taijo Capital is completely different based on what you all did versus what they did. So there's a lot of fun differences between the two.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah.
Divergent timelines.
Yup. But it is 12:01, so I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you all for joining, and we'll catch you later.
Peace!